And already we're being attacked. Oh, by Aurorans? I don't want to fight Aurorans. Ah, hello! Welcome! I don't want to fight Aurorans. I bet we didn't even get credit for that. See, he has a escape pod. Okay, so maybe having an escape pod would be a good idea. So, I looked it up, and it looks like we need a combat rating of competent once we finish off the bounty hunter storyline. We need a combat rating of... Oh, I've forgotten. But I think fair ability is enough, but it's just past fair ability, because we need a combat rating of 200. So, where can we go to fight things? I think we're going to take it a little easier today. Probably just calmly fly around. The north... I guess there really isn't a good place to go for marauders, because marauders are the easiest targets to go after, or the best targets to go after, because they're always going to be hostile. Oh, I shouldn't... Well... Okay, so as long as they're not always angry at us, I think we're fine. I just don't want to annoy the Aurorans too much. Ooh. This is one of the developers. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to understand that. I feel bad. Kind of. Oh, Galadriel is... Yeah. They give good hints for trading. Unfortunately, we don't actually need hints for trading at the moment. So, I think we determined that attacking the free traders is fine. Yeah. We're getting there. Combat rating of 1,000 is what we need to finish off things. We need a combat rating of 1,000 before we are able to truly finish off the bounty hunter storyline. We also want to visit the bar when we're in a system that only has one location next to it. And I say that because when we're told to go after a bounty, the bounty is going to be one's jump away. And it can be fairly difficult to find people that are one jump away. Hey, pirates. I like pirates. Oh, interesting. So their hitbox is bigger than I anticipated. Let's see what we can do about boarding. Okay, capture odds of 24%. Might as well try. Well. I mean, I feel like we should have slightly higher capture chances when their options are surrender or die. We're going to head out to the north. We're taking this one jump at a time. We can't take on a manticore, unfortunately. Maybe we should invest in a... Oh, man, yeah. You saw he... Nope. We're going to get to it first. Ha. Maybe. Okay, I can't... How do you do that? I can't board this ship. We didn't get to him fast enough, and now he's... Oh, okay. Well, fine then. Ow. Oh, actually, this might be perfect, because we can kill off the Vipers, as long as we avoid those EMPs. And don't get too close to the rest of the Vipers. So we want to go just a bit... Oh, wow. Okay. Well, now that we have all of these opportunities, We're gonna try capturing, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I was definitely pushing the... I was definitely pushing the board button there, and it wasn't doing anything. Yes, I am close enough. We're right on top of it. It's coming right at us. Oh, no. Okay, we gotta do this a little faster. Oh, I'm not... Oh, this is... Why is this so difficult? Not close enough. Oh, boy. Okay, well, so much for that. Oh, that should not have hit us. Okay, we need to run away. Okay, we're going to try boarding this guy again. I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, okay, yeah, we actually can't do this because that guy's hitting us from too far away. And we tried before. I'm betting it doesn't change. Let's head to Korea and let our shields recharge. I wish I remembered if the Rebel storyline let you... if the Rebel storyline let you... Oh, gravimetric missiles. That's what I was trying to remember. I was sure it was EMP missiles. Oh, well. I wish I knew if the Rebel storyline let you use the hypergate system. I mean, you'd think so, because, you know, that guy just used the hypergate system. It's not really necessary. It doesn't go a whole lot of places that are useful. Okay, I don't think we can take this guy on. But if we stay out of range of his missiles while he fires them at us, we might have a chance. Oh, a pirate starbridge. Okay, so single hits from these heavy blasters aren't doing too much damage to us. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is a... Yeah, we can't get too close to that guy because he's going to hit us with the Thunderhead. Is it just called the Thunderhead? It's the weapon the Thunderheads have. I just can't remember if it's the Thunderhead. I'd like to let our shield recharge. Okay, so that's a frustrating weapon. We should still be fine though. Okay, yeah. So we can, as long as we keep a little bit away from him, we should be able to take him down. Okay. I'm going to try boarding him. I don't know if this is going to work. And it's probably a bad idea because... Okay, fine. It was a boring conversation anyway. So we're going to let him fly around for a while. What are we at? Average ability. Okay, so... Oh, there's two of... Oh, okay. Why is that guy... okay, so we're going to try to... Yeah, he's going to fire lots of missiles. We're going to try to avoid getting hit by most of them. They're dumb fire missiles. Interesting. Well, yes, Oh, we have an afterburner. We should be using the afterburner to full effect. He's got to run out eventually. Oh, I think he just ran out. Excellent. Okay, yeah. We're in a much better position than he is. And if we use our afterburner judiciously, we should be able to get more shots in on him than he is able to get in on us. Okay, so now that we have some time... 8%, that's ridiculous. Still... Still, it's something. All right. Okay, so we should be able to give this a shot, I think. I think our biggest advantage is going to be trying to stay behind him. Oh, we're not even hitting his armor. Oh no, he's at armor. Okay, so we're actually in great shape. No, don't steal our kills. Ah, rebels, rebels. We were dealing with that. Okay, fine. Greatly annoys me. Okay, we can take this guy on. Just need to get him to waste his missiles. Yeah, because we can't fight the missiles and the turrets, but we can fight just the turrets. He can't already be out of missiles, can he? You might have thought that was silly of me to do, but it's so difficult. Close. Why is boarding so difficult? Okay. Someday, one of these chances will be in our favor. It might be time to go back to Korea. There just are no people around here. We should probably go back to Korea. Both for fuel and shielding. Oh, oops. Oh well. Fighting two of them would have been frustrating anyway. And now we wait. So how are you today? It's good to hear. It's good to hear. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Oh, hello. Well, we were able to take down the last one, right? So it's tempting. It's tempting. Let's give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? Well, we could die and lose all the progress we made. Okay, so yeah, we do have the upper hand here. Just need to not die. Okay. I am definitely pushing the B button, you know? 177 tons of medical supplies. Capturing the ship was unsuccessful. It's ridiculous. Wow. Okay, there we go. Not another one. Maybe they won't come after us. That would be nice. We can do this basically indefinitely. Because both our shields and our hyperspace recharge. But where is he? Oh, okay. Let's try to stick around System Center. Okay, there we go. Oh, what now? Oh, okay. Yeah, especially with all of the help we're gonna get. fighting this guy is probably a good idea. Don't know if we actually got credit for that, but, you know. Come on, we can do this, right? Oh, we have to deal with all the missiles. Don't want to deal with the missiles. Okay, he's ionized, which is actually great news for us, because we can fly in behind him, and if he doesn't have any turrets... I hope we got the killing shot on that. That would be frustrating if we didn't. So, remember, we're shooting for 200 past competent, which should give us 1,000, which would mean that I suppose we don't technically need to go past competent, because as we pick up... okay, so this guy will probably taunt some... Oh, there's a distress call. Usually this type of ship is... a pirate trap. Gem. Why do you want to go to Gem? That's so far away. Actually, I guess it's not that far away. What were you doing up here anyway? Oh well. We'll take him there. I think that gets us 75,000, right? Are we getting more than 750 credits a day? Because that feels like more than 750 credits a day. No, maybe not. Okay. Oh, because it's 2 days. 2 days per jump. Right. I don't like that. I want to shorten the time it takes us to jump. Not that we particularly need to. $75 grand. Hey. Excellent. Sure, we will take... Oh, I forgot to read that. I'm sorry. Okay, here's the deal. Folstom continues. The guild is prepared to offer you membership and a share of the reward if you can destroy an Auroran ship named the Warrior's Pride that has been nosing around this system and its surrounds. The military is not prepared to spend the enormous resources required to locate this single ship, so they have posted a bounty, and that's where we come in. We're a little thin on the ground right now, so we're offering... Well, on the ground. Not the choice of words I would use. So we're offering the job to you. Simply put, if you want to get your share of the bounty and to become a member of the Bounty Hunters Guild, you have to go out, find the Warrior's Pride, and to destroy it. Then, to collect your payment, find the guild offices on the Cane Band. The actual bounty from the Federation government is 20,000 credits, but the guild will take 50% in a one-off membership fee. 50%! If you succeed, they will give you clearance to access all the bounties through the mission BBSs every time you land. Oh no! Oh boy. We apparently just picked up cargo. I don't know what it is, and I don't think we want to find out. I hope the... Okay, we're just going to have to keep an eye out for Federation patrols. We're going to hope that the bounty is in this system. Who is a... Oh, good. He is in this system. Okay, so let's stay out of the way of his missiles, because Auroran missiles are no fun. Oh, wow, the Federation is going to help us. That works too. No, but we want the glory, right? Oh, that's too close, too close. There we go. Oh, fine. Okay, so now the question is, do we chance landing here? Because I don't know what mission we just picked up. Whatever the mission was, it was shady. I don't know how to get there. I think we actually want to go this way. Of course, if we go into Auroran space... I don't know. As long as we avoid the Viper there, we should be fine. Just can't stay too long in any one system. I didn't mean to pick up that mission. I hope this isn't the... Oh, I hope this isn't the... Oh my, that is... too many things. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to lead out all of these Aurorans. No, that's not an insult to Aurorans. I just, they're, what is it? The abominations just look very bug-like to me. We're going to see if we can loop around here. You know, I'm going to abort this because I'm pretty sure this is the introductory mission to or one of the introductory missions to the I can't remember the name of it now. Where were we just? Right, the Auroran Empire. I'm pretty sure that was one of the introductory missions to the Auroran Empire, and we don't want to accidentally pick that up while we're going for the Rebel storyline. Not again. After going through your post-flight routine, you head off to find the offices for the Guild of Bounty Hunters. After a bewildering half-hour, you eventually find it in one of the many promenades that dot the Kane Band. The officious receptionist greets you, and after seeing your external camera shots of the action, pays you 10,000 credits. She explains to you that this is the only place where you can collect your bounties. She adds that you will only receive bounties if you have a clean record with the Federation. She goes on to explain that there are 2 guild rules that must be obeyed. Firstly, the guild takes 10% of all bounties received, and secondly, never attack another bounty hunter on pain of guild retaliation. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, we actually do want this. Never mind. This is perfect. Sorry, I saw the Aurorans and I thought we were going to get forced into the Auroran storyline. You are about to take a swig from your first drink when you recognize the easy grace and long stride of Jack Folstom weaving through the crowd. Without thinking, you wave to the Alcabot? Oh, Alcabot, got it. For a second drink and nod a greeting to him. Well, Captain Lepsis Magna, you are a hard act to follow, he grins. I've been trying to get in touch with you for some time now. I mean, not really. As you know, the guild only works in Federation space, Folstom continues after a long pull on his drink, but the guildmaster and his day and night masters want to open negotiations with the Aurorans to open another chapter house. So the guild would like you to take a little side trip for them down to the Auroran capital. Interested? Sure. All you have to do is pick up the negotiators on Syracuse and the Galvan system, travel to Aurora, drop them off, wait for them to finish, and then bring them back to Earth. Folstom raises eyebrows. Sounds fairly straightforward, but I can tell you that it won't be that easy. You can expect the Aurorans to test you all the way and probably all the way back, he warns seriously. You see, they have a warrior culture, and they will judge us by our ability to fight and survive as much as they will on our actual proposals. From their point of view, if you can't survive, then what hope have you of working in their space? Folstom shifts in his chair, leaning a little closer. A word about negotiators, he grins wryly. Treat them with respect, but be aware that they are desk jockeys. They will not know the first thing about spaceflight, and you had better watch that they don't panic and get in your way when the fighting starts. Good luck, Lepsis Magna. You have your work cut out for you. So, head up to Galvan. So this indicates to me that we will have a bit of trouble. Yeah, because the Aurorans are going to be everywhere now. So we just need to land as quickly as possible. Why? How do they have this amount? Oh, there's no one here. Okay. As you do a little maintenance on your ship, you notice 3 nervous-looking men walk up to your ship. Excuse me, one of them asks anxiously. Is this the Duke of Earl too, and are you Captain Lepsis Magna? You look skyward for a moment and then ask if they are the guild negotiators. Ah, yes, replies the spokesperson, looking a little uncomfortable. Captain, is it all right? Could you show us where to put our gear and give us an idea of what to expect? You see, none of us have actually been into space, and we have really have no idea about what we should be doing. That seems odd. Like, in this whole galaxy, you've never been off planet? You've been on this planet your entire life? That seems almost impossible. You look skyward a second time before closing the access panel you were working on and giving them a quick tour of the ship, followed by a rundown of the procedures you want them to follow in any emergency. Never before in your experience has it taken so long for a group of people to learn when things start going wrong, they should strap themselves in and shut up. Okay, so now we have to make it down to Aurora without getting killed. Thankfully, that's not too far out of the way, but yeah, we got these guys to worry about. Why? Okay. You know what? I misjudged the afterburners. The afterburners may be our saving grace here. Unfortunately, the afterburners have a tendency to use our fuel, which is kind of our other most precious resource. And it's going to be more than 10 jumps to the Auroran capital, I think. Although that kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, where I feel like there should be... Oh, there they are. I was going to say, where did they come from? There should be more space in between places here, and there really isn't. Maybe we will make it to Aurora in 10 jumps. That would be amazing. You know, knowing Aurora in space, this next jump is not going to be connected to Aurora. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Why? Why are those 2 points not connected? Oh, and this is our last jump. Okay, so we got to land at this next place. Let us land. Thank you. Okay. So, we are 1 jump away. We got everything we need. So now, we just need to get out of here. Okay, yeah, I seriously underestimated the afterburner. I hope this is the right place. Yeah, on Aurora. They really do shoot first and ask questions later. Upon landing, you are more than happy to open the hatch so that your passengers can get to work. One glance outside and they turn back to you, terrified. You lean over to see 10 savagely tattooed men holding various bladed weapons waiting not 10 feet away. You realize that the Aurorans aren't finished testing you yet, so you step out, drawing your blaster. One of them charges and you calmly step sideways, your arm in motion. You slam your forearm down into the warrior's neck. He collapses to the ground, poleaxed. The rest grin and another steps forward, lowering his weapons. Oh boy. I am Gurak Tucker, he says simply. Knowing that we have accepted your proposal and we have recognized your skill in traveling here. Oh, know that we have accepted your proposal and we have recognized your skill in traveling here. That makes a lot more sense. So we will destroy your criminal records so that you can operate here safely, he concludes respectfully. I didn't have a criminal record. The Aurorans liked me except when I was in Federation space. He concludes respectfully. Meet us in the bar and we shall talk more. You know, once I did this mission, and I went all the way back to Seoul after reading that first part, and I skipped over the meet in the bar, and I felt really silly. You stand momentarily surprised before nodding and turning back to your ship. Well, that was easy, comments one of your passengers. You give him a long, quiet look before shaking your head and heading off to have a few drinks. Oh. How do we end up getting all of these things? We don't want to take Miranda because then that puts us into the yeah, we can't take Miranda because that puts us into the Polaris storyline. You make your way to the bar where you are greeted by the sights and sounds of over 100 reveling warriors. Upon seeing you, there's a sudden hush and you get a warning itch on the back of your neck. The silence drags on until one of the brutally tattooed warriors steps forward. I am Akmar, he intones proudly, warrior of the Haran house, currently serving my time in the armies of the Empire, and I am the brother of Drukmar who died, proving your strength... Wait, he died? Proving your strength today. We killed him? I'm sorry. Drukmar was a brave man, and you must be skilled to be able to best him. He was my battle brother, but I bear you no ill will. He has simply gone to meet his death proudly. He holds out his hand... and you shake it. You are amazed at the strength of his grip. The remaining warriors return to their drinks as the mayhem resumes. Akmar asks you. Tomorrow you will begin your long flight home and passing on the good news to the masters of the guild, yes? Yes. Drukmar was not the only battle brother, but not only my battle brother, but my kinsman as well. You fought with great skill, and I know that I can nominate you to become a warrior, Akmar continues. You look puzzled. It is an old tradition, but still legal. Drukmar knew the dangers of a warrior's life, and I knew he was prepared, as we all are. You carouse long into the night, sharing stories and drinks, and Akmar bestows an honor upon you that somehow remained clear in your mind. If you are ever returned, come to Haran, and, he slurs magnanimously, I will make sure that you are offered the test to become a warrior. If you survive, I will gladly call you my brother. Now, that is yet another invitation to join the Aurorans. We've gotten 3 so far, I think. In the morning, you wake up to see your 3 passengers hovering over you. We must get back to Earth, they start excitedly. We must pass on the news so that the guild can start on its new chapter house. You wince, wondering why you had to have such irritating traveling companions, but you get up and begin readying your ship. So now we just need to get back to Seoul. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so why is it 7 jumps from capital to capital? That's just too short. Still, I think we're well on our way to joining the rebels. It shouldn't be this difficult. In fact, as I think I've mentioned, I think the Rebel and Federation storylines are some of the easiest to get. At least those were the ones I always seemed to get before. I was going to say something about not having to... What? Who are you attacking? Why are there Aurorans here? Why are there so many Aurorans here? Oh well, I don't care. With a sigh, you finally land in one of the Kane Band's countless docking bays, and you immediately begin your post-flight routine. When everything is finished, you lead your passengers to the guild offices to pass on the news. As soon as you walk in, your 3 passengers start telling stories about the voyage. You have to look skyward when you hear them say that it was their idea to get you to deal with the Auroran warriors. Noting your reaction, the receptionist comes over and takes you aside. Ignore them, she intones quietly. They have no real standing in the guild. I will make sure the Daymaster is aware of your work, and I'm sure she will be pleased. She continues in a louder voice. Now, in payment for your efforts in this mission, the guild has decided to give you a bonus of 50,000 credits. She grins, and the guild will now make available some of the higher paying and more difficult bounties. To collect, bring them here and ask for Corin, and I can assure you that they won't be far away. Well, oh, we have none. Okay. I guess it makes sense. I don't think we can actually take bounties from Earth, which is weird because that's the only place where the bounty offices are. But whatever. I don't even know we can do this anymore. Like, what day is it? It is December 7th, so that's about a month. Genea and Outpost 819. Where's Outpost 819? Outpost 819. Okay, yeah, so we could do that. 50,000 credits. See, this is why the bounties should pay more, because 50,000 credits for taking, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jumps. It's tempting. We should take it. We'll also visit the bar, because any missions we get there should be non-time sensitive. We were just down there. Oh, and I was wondering when we were going to get this mission. As you sit, sipping your drink, you notice out of the corner of your eye a familiar blue-black flash. You turn to see Samantha Verana making her way over to you. Hello again, Captain Lessus Magna. She greets you with a smile and a handshake. It seems you have done fairly well for yourself since we last met. We have indeed. You shrug your shoulders, slightly embarrassed by the praise. Anyway, she continues after sitting down, the head office is looking to expand into the Auroran Empire, which would be an enormous business coup if they could. They need someone competent and trustworthy to help them out. That's where you come in. Interested? Well, it's too bad you didn't ask, like, a month ago. Sorry. Excellent, she exclaims happily. It's good to see that we can rely on you. Anyway, she continues in a more moderate tone, but still smiling. It's going to be my job to act as negotiator, but I need to get to Aurora and the Aurora system. The pay is 50,000 credits. So, she asks with a grin, when do we leave? Okay. Well, right after I finish this delivery, okay? Yeah, there's Aurorans in Federation space. That's just very strange. So we still have average ability. That's a little disappointing. We should probably take a few bounties. At least a few. Goliath. What? Why? Just leave us alone. We're just delivering packages, okay? I wonder if we've angered some faction. Oh my. Wow, okay, yes. That would be the Velos. We used to be one of them in a alternate life. There's a lot more Aurorans around now. Well, wouldn't have given us much ability combat rating anyway. Oh my. I hope they don't all get angry at us. That would be frustrating. Okay, now we can go to Aurora. 2, 3, and it was 7 jumps, so this should be perfect. That's tempting. We should... this is dangerous. But we're here, you know. No, they're leaving. But yeah, so Privateer is apparently the game I was thinking about before. And Privateer is apparently, or rather, Vegas Strike is an engine upon which a fan-made recreation of Wing Commander Privateer was made. And so apparently I have played a Wing Commander game, but only one. I liked Privateer. I didn't get very far into it. Perhaps I should play it here so I actually finish it this time. Of course, I have to remember how to fight and stuff. I hope they don't reset our... Oh well. Upon arrival, you are met by a group of Aurorans, a couple of whom are covered with savage tattoos and who eye everybody around them with disdain. I've already transferred the money into your account, Samantha tells you as she leaves your ship, but don't go too far away. If I need your services again in the near future, and I may well need to, I'll look for you in the bar, but I'm not sure how long I'll be. Not very long at all, apparently. You see a slightly apprehensive-looking Samantha when you step into the bar. She looks slightly relieved to see you and waves you over to where she is sitting. I'm glad you dropped by when you did, she tells you with a slightly nervous smile. The Aurorans have agreed to let us conduct a trial run. If we succeed in making it, we can start operations here. If we don't, then we will be expelled from the Empire. Are you willing to take the trial delivery? She asks hesitantly. Now, interestingly, we can't fail this mission, because if we fail this mission, we die. I suppose we could... Okay, actually, if we had a escape pod, we could fail the mission. Oh, thank you, she exclaimed with relief. The first part of the trial was simply accepting. If you'd refused, then that would have been the end of it. Anyway, she tells you quietly, they want you to head over to ATAR in the pilot system to pick up 1 ton of sealed packages and deliver it to Lyxos in the Aplix system by March 23rd, 1180. Another thing, you could expect the Aurorans to send a few ships out after you just to see if you're good enough to survive, so watch yourself out there. When you're finished, return here. Oh boy. So we need to get up there, which shouldn't be a problem. The real trouble is, as I've mentioned, Auroran space is impossible to navigate, and we don't have a map. And who knows how far away this delivery is going to be. Yeah, you know, I'm just a humble trader. You don't need to, like, send your armadas after me. I'm just saying. 2 more. Yeah. Just leave us alone. Leave us alone! Oh, good. So we just need to get 1 more jump away, and then somehow land without dying. Oh, there's no way. There's no way. Okay, yeah, we're not making it. Let's get out of here. Yeah, that's too many ships. That's too many ships. Although, to be fair, we could fight them with impunity because... oh, those are pirates. Why are there pirates after us? That's almost tempting. It's almost tempting. That's a lot of XP. That's a lot of XP. Oh, look at all those ships. That's too many ships. No. We gotta land. Okay. As soon as you land, you head out over to the offices of the dockmaster, and when you eventually locate her, she turns out to be another of these savagely tattooed Aurorans. She hands over the package to be delivered without comment or question. You get the feeling that she does not like you very much for some reason. Oh yeah, drop bears. Oh yeah, did we ever run into a drop bear? You were casually wandering around the spaceport when you were surprised by a heavy weight crashing onto your shoulders and pain across your head, chest, and arms. Mercifully, you quickly fall unconscious. You wake up sometime later in an Auroran hospital where you were informed that you were merely the latest victim of the devastating Auroran drop bear. You spend 2 weeks recuperating before discharging yourself and paying your medical bills, vowing to keep a better eye out above you whenever in an Auroran port from now on. Oh, that is excellent news. I think it actually did take us 2 weeks. I hope... Oh, dear. I didn't realize a Auroran drop bear could be a cause for failing a mission. By the way, Auroran drop air is totally made up. They definitely just we definitely just got in the middle of a bar fight or something. Like, not intentionally, just because we were there. Oh boy, so when do we need this done by? March 23rd. Okay, we got plenty of time. You know, whatever they're paying us, it's not enough. Like, they are sending carriers after us. Like, that's an Auroran carrier. They're sending an Auroran carrier after a courier. Okay, I severely underestimated the usefulness of the afterburner. Okay, so we just need to get them all to come this way. I'm trying to stay in this direction as long as possible so we can get the Auroran carrier to... I gotta use a afterburner. This is annoying. Ah. As soon as you land, you jump out and take your package to the office of the dockmaster. Without a word, a huge man with a myriad of small, colorful tattoos all over his exposed flesh takes the package off your hands. He nods and turns away to get back to his work. You recognize the dismissal when you see one and head back to your ship to go and meet Samantha on Aurora. Well, at least now people won't be, you know, attacking us at every moment. So, we now are citizens of both the Auroran and Federation. Auroran Empire and Federation. It's too bad we can't get the Polaris in the mix there. Even taking the Polaris storyline, I believe the Huron, I think it's the Huron, hate us forever. As soon as you enter this establishment, you see the blue-black uniform of Samantha sitting not far from the door, and you make your way over. You did it, she exclaims when she sees you. Oh, I'm so glad. You wave it away, saying it was nothing. It was not, she waggles her finger at you, and you know it. Anyway, she continues in a slightly calmer tone. Now that we have gotten the go-ahead to start working in the Auroran Empire, my work here is done, and I need a lift home. Any chance I could get a lift? This should be relatively easy, Samantha tells you, especially compared to your last mission. Yes, I would agree. I just need to get back to Earth and the Sol system and make my final report to the head office. Payment will be another 50,000 credits. I have no desire to stay any longer, she tells you quietly. Living in a warrior culture is too much for me. If you're ready, I'd like to leave now. You smile and tell her to come with you, and together you head back to your ship. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 7 jumps. It's ridiculous. Well, at least now the Aurorans won't be trying to shoot us at every possible moment. Like, listen, I'm just trying to deliver packages. Imagine if this is how UPS was treated. UPS wants to open a branch in, I don't know, I was going to say England. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know, Czechoslovakia? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense either. None of it makes any sense. There are no Auroran corollaries in real life. Who is jumping into the system and trying to attack us there? Oh, well. The UPS is trying to make a branch office in Czechoslovakia. And the Czechs, or I guess the Czechoslovakia doesn't exist anymore, Czech Republic. And the Czechs just keep coming and shooting at the UPS driver. Am I glad to be back in the Federation, she tells you quietly. Happy? No more hulking warriors treating me like a second-class citizen, and no more negotiations with people who don't really give a damn whether I exist or not. Thank you very much for your help, she says, turning to face you. Without you, this would have been a complete failure. I've been authorized by the head office to offer you not only the 50,000 credits promised, but also a 50,000 credit bonus. Also, she tells you finally, if you happen to end up down in the Auroran Empire again and need some cash, there will be United shipping deliveries offered in their Mission BBS. Now, where were we? Excellent. You nearly choke on your drink when a hand clasps you on the shoulder as you take a sip. There you are, smiles Jack Folstom. I've been following you for ages trying to catch you. Now this time I could believe you. We've been up and down to Aurora twice. Well, once. Well, once up and down and once side to side. He sits down opposite you and waves for a drink before continuing. The Daymaster wants you to go down to catch the first bounty that the Aurorans are offering to us. He grins. It's obviously something of a test, seeing as they have several outstanding matters that we know of that they could refer to us, but they are only offering us this one. Your mind wanders as he pauses momentarily. You're beginning to be a little suspicious about the identity of this Daymaster. You quickly shake off your reverie when you notice that he is eyeing you curiously. Are you interested? Sure. I never Okay, we're going down to Aurora again. Seriously, 3 times. Just combine your missions here. I never doubted you, he chuckles. I don't actually know that much about the mission. Apparently, the Aurorans have a small pirate problem with a particular sector of their space. It seems that 2 of the major Auroran families are saying that it is the other's job to deal with these outlaws. Jack shrugs his shoulders. Apparently, that is where you come in, he continues. They want you to go do something about it. Exactly what? Not so sure. That's it, I'm afraid. To get any more information, you're going to have to get it from the new chapter house on Aurora. Yep, we're going right back to Aurora. And while you're at it, you have to go pick up Bindi. Fulsome smiles. She is going to be the new receptionist for the Auroran chapter house, and she needs a lift. Seeing that you have to go that way, the Daymaster would appreciate you giving her a ride. You can pick her up on Sirius Prime in the Sirius system. Jack stands up and sticks out his hand. Good luck. Okay. We're going to visit the bar, and hopefully nothing horrible is... Okay. Oh. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I didn't know if we were going to get this one. This is one of those missions that is a kind of a 50-50 outcome. You are sitting in the bar, considering if you should have another drink or go and tear apart your drives to remove an annoying rattle, when you notice a mysterious-looking man walking towards your table. Sorry to bother you, Lepsis Magna, the man says by way of introduction. My name is Temin Shard, investigator. I was wondering if I could have a word with you. Your hand drifts towards your blaster in an almost instinctive move. Something about this man isn't quite right. He strikes you as being a dangerous individual. I wouldn't do that if I were you, he warns, pushing his jacket open to reveal a modified shot blaster. I have an investigator's license. Legally, I could kill you and not see the inside of a prison hulk. You place your hands on the tabletop as Shard steps forward and sits down. I'm glad you didn't decide to test me, Lepsis Magna. I'm here to hire you, not to have a firefight. I've been hired by the federal government to track down some stolen Velos artworks. They were stolen from the first Federal Gallery, Museum on Sol. The feds have hired me to track them down and return them intact. Apparently, they are supposed to have some sort of mystical symbolism for the Velos people. The government have of course, debunked this notion, but by the same token, they are paying handsomely for their return. Well, what do you need me for, you ask? You can obviously look after yourself. The thing is, I need another ship to go with me, he confides. I have traced the artworks to a certain cargo convoy. They have quite an escort, and I need you to disable the Leviathan and board it while I hold them off. I'll pay you 30,000 credits for your services. Are you keen? Sure. You nod. You have a feeling that the safest place to be will be close to this Temin Shard character. You don't think he would kill you just to keep you quiet, but space travel and shady characters have given you a good nose for situations, and something smells fishy here. Meet me in orbit tomorrow. I'll be flying in a modified starbridge. We'll jump out to Boral 1 in the Arcturus system where the convoy is leaving from. Once there, I'll set up some surveillance. See you tomorrow. Shard turns and heads for the door. You head for your ship too. There's no way you're going all the way to the Boral 1 with your engines rattling. It's not that far. So we should probably go there first. I want to go to the bar again, but that's probably a bad idea. Hey, he has the same Class E. We only have a Class C. Where do you get a Class E? Fine. So, our real trouble here is that we have to disable and not destroy the Leviathan. And Leviathans are kind of notoriously brittle. Boral 1. See, it looks like he's landing on the planet, but he's actually landing on the space station. You set down on Boral 1. As you cycle the hatch, you see Shard heading towards you. Wait for word from me in the bar, he says. I have a feeling we are just in time. I bribed the dockmaster, and he says the convoy is scheduled to arrive in about an hour. I'll double check and let you know. That's a Leviathan, by the way. You spend a half hour waiting before a message beeps on your wrist comp. You quickly run your decoder over it and scan the message. Shard wants you to take off straight away and meet him up top. The message ends with a cryptic question, asking you if you are really sure you want to take on this job. You wonder what is going on. You resolve to ask Shard the first chance you get. But then, should you just message back that you have engine problems and decline to help him? Do you take on the mission? You are preparing to leave the bar when Shard opens a hailing channel. We are going to make our attack on the convoy as they arrive in the Arcturus system. Remember, head for the Leviathan. I'll take care of the escorts. Once we have the artifacts, meet me on the Elpad in the Tidbinbilla system. He terminates the channel, and you find yourself wondering why he insists on being a man of few words. Sighing, you mentally prepare yourself for battle. So, we have to take off. Oh boy. Okay, so we just head for the Leviathan, and hopefully... So, the real trouble here is we can't destroy it. And, they're kind of brittle. Kind of like really brittle. What do you mean we can't board this ship? What do you mean we can't board this ship? Maybe we can't board this ship. I don't know. Disable and board the Leviathan. Well, unless there's multiple Leviathans. What do you mean we can't board this ship? Oh, no, we got the artifacts. I'm just an idiot. That went better than I expected, to be perfectly honest. Oh, okay. You land on Elpad with a flush of success on your cheeks. However, you are still surprised that the feds attacked Shard. You cycle the hatch and head out to find him. You see Shard walking through the abandoned Elpad spaceport. For the first time since you met, he is smiling. Well done, Lepsis Magna, he beams. It was a hell of a fight, wasn't it? You nod, telling him that you haven't seen flying like it before. I mean, wasn't that spectacular? I've had some fairly specialized training, he says, but for the moment, I'll just say that things aren't always what they appear. You look at him bemused. I know I can trust you since we are in this together. I'm not working for the Federation government. I'm working for a third party keen to see the artworks return to the Velos. You suddenly begin to see the light, why the feds attacked Shard, and why he has been so secretive on the whole journey. I'll meet you on your ship in about 20 minutes. I'll tell you everything there. 20 minutes later, you cycle the hatch closed. Shard sits down and produces a bottle. I have something to tell you, he begins. I'm not a freelance investigator. I'm a deep cover operative working for Huron House, the most noble house in the Auroran Empire. You are stunned. Well, you knew that there was something strange about Shard. You would never, in your wildest dreams, have considered this possibility. I've been in Federation for space for 15 years now, he continues, and I've been spending information to and doing missions for the Huron House this entire time. My father was a thorough cure of the house, and I am a shard of his obsidian heart. The artifacts we have liberated rightly belong to the Velos, and, contrary to popular belief, the Aurorans do look after peoples other than their own. I've approached you because you have shown yourself to be a man of honor. To not treat you as such would be a great insult. Therefore, your records with the Federation will never show your involvement in this heist, nor shall the Federation ever know of your involvement here. You ask Shard why he trusts you so much, considering the fact that you could sell him out to the Federation at a moment's notice. His eyes turn cold. Firstly, he says, I know that you have never sold out an individual before. To do so would be an incredible change of personality for you. Huron Intel agree with my conclusions. You may think that you are anonymous, but your federal file was an open book to us. The feds have not even encrypted it that heavily. Secondly, if you were ever to sell me out, as you put it, he takes a sip of his drink, eyeing you over the rim of his glass. The early warnings I have set up would give me ample time to escape the Bureau's snatch squad sent to capture me, and a number of Huron hit teams would continue to hunt you down wherever you went until you were dead. Only you would be able to get positioned to betray me, no other. You quickly tell Shard that you would not betray him, not because of the threat of Huron retribution, but as a matter of honor. He smiles. I know that, Lepsis Magna. If you ever go into Huron space, know that you will be treated with the respect you deserve. He stands, grasps your hand, collects the artifacts, and leaves you a credit chip. Part of you is sad to see Shard go, but another part is glad to be out of his immediate orbit. Danger follows him like a ghost, and for a little while at least, you'll be glad to not be in the firing line. Oh yeah, Elpad. Elpad was a propulsion research lab in the days before ion drives were perfected for sublight travel. According to rumors, researchers on this station actually came up with a remarkable new design for sublight travel that would reduce fuel requirements to a 20th of current value. However, Pyrogenesis swiftly executed a hostile takeover of Tidbinbilla Inc. and quickly terminated the project for fear of having their revenues for raw gas mining slashed. Elpad still has backup power, but anything of great worth has been long since removed by Pyrogenesis Corporation. Okay, so now we're opening up a Auroran chapter house. Why is everyone angry at us? Wow, it's a lot of free traders. Serious Prime. You walk off your ship and wondering what Bindi looks like when you hear a discreet cough off to your left. You turn to see a slim young brunette smiling in your direction. She comes over and introduces herself as Bindi. After you show her around your ship, she begins telling you a little about herself. You learn that she has been involved with the guild since her early teens when Folstom rescued her from starvation on the impoverished Brass in the Glimmer system. Since then, she has worked as a low-level courier between guild members, operated as a secure contact, and spent a few years sitting at a Corin in the Federation office. Despite her youthful enthusiasm, you sense a deep intelligence behind her words, as if she is deliberately trying to draw you into conversation. To your surprise, she succeeds, and while you go through your pre-flight checklist, you find yourself telling her many of the things you haven't told anyone for years. You make a mental note to pay close attention to this young lady. And back down to Aurora. It's so far. I think this is going to be a fairly safe mission, though. And I do like getting 1,500 credits every time we make a jump. That's quite nice. I don't know if it can offset any anything we can hire, though, which is unfortunate. It would be nice to have a nice reserve of, I don't know, 15 to 20 million credits. Just so we can buy a Federation ship, or sorry, a Rebellion ship when we get the opportunity. I am moderately worried because I know that the link between the Bounty Hunter storyline and the Rebellion storyline is a little tenuous, and we have to do something right to get it to work. I don't remember what that is. Bindi fills your ears with a pleasant banter as you pilot your craft down to the landing platforms of the arcology that houses the new chapter house. You feel like you have known this pleasant young woman for years, not just a few weeks. However, you still get the feeling that she is trying to find out as much about you as possible, almost as if she is trying to figure out how best to handle you. You realize that this bubbly young lady is a very effective operator, if only because she is capable of hiding her true abilities behind a screen of pleasantries and youthful exuberance. You remind yourself for the 1000th time on this trip to watch yourself around her. Well, thanks for the lift, says Bindi gratefully as she exits your ship. If you want to find more about the bounty that the Aurorans have for you, it should be in the mission BBS. She shifts her weight, striking a seemingly girlish pose. Oh, well, I guess I'll see you when you come back this way to collect your pay. She looks down at her shoes, suddenly nervous. Make sure you take care of yourself, she says shyly. It would be a shame if anything were to happen to you. In a sudden motion, she leans over and gives you a quick peck on the cheek before giving you an embarrassed smile and hurriedly walking away. You stand a little stunned and remind yourself once again to pay very careful attention to that girl. She suddenly got that much more dangerous. Okay, so first Auroran bounty. 100,000. Wow, okay. On the asteroid Houseless in the Keepa system. Apparently the disgraced warrior Keniak has been organizing the myriad fallen warriors into a formidable fighting force, and neither the Tekel nor Dana houses are prepared to deal with them, with both families claiming that it is the other's responsibility. Intelligence on his exact whereabouts on the asteroid Houseless is sketchy, but is known to frequent the bar virtually every afternoon for several hours. He is to be captured and returned alive to the chapter house on Aurora in order to stand trial for his crimes. Now, I hope that indicates that we just have to land and not fight him off, because fighting him off is going to be fun, because flying into houseless space is not a whole lot of fun. They have a tendency to be rather angry about that sort of thing. You may recall that from our journey down to Kontik, in fact. Although we haven't run into anybody yet, which is surprising. Yeah, there we go. That's... Never mind. I don't even know which of these blinking lights is, it's too many things. I don't even know which one of these blinking lights is the station, which is mildly problematic. Okay, so we could, theoretically, take these guys down. Let's try it. Oh, this is a bad idea. Okay, we're gonna try to take down this one guy, just so we get some credit for this. Nope, never mind. Oh, that's frustrating. He's disabled. So, a few more hits and we get the credit. Unfortunately, a few more hits and we're dead. Why are they sticking around him? That's kind of frustrating. Okay, there we go. Now they're coming our way. We just need to swoop in behind them. Come on, come on, come on! There we go. And we are out of here. Now we just need to figure out how to land on this place. Okay, so I think that red dot is where we're heading. Oh, seriously? No. Come on. Okay, so afterburners are going to get us close, and hopefully we have enough time to... Oh, boy! Moving too fast, too fast. Come on. Land. There we go. You breathe a heavy sigh of relief as you manage to get your beloved Duke of Earl 2 down in one piece. You quickly unstrap and go through a very abbreviated post-flight routines that you can get out of here and after this guy Kaniak as soon as possible. In all likelihood, he already knows that you're here and is probably crawling down some hole somewhere just to make your life difficult. Soon enough, you are standing outside your ship smelling the metallic odor of recycled air, trying to remind yourself why you like this work. Pushing those negative thoughts aside, you head off to the bar to start your search. You walk into the bar and you don't recognize anyone as being vaguely like... But you don't recognize anyone as being even vaguely like Cognac from the photos that you came from the bounty. That is, until you look up to the second floor balcony and see a man who looks as though he has the right build to be your mark. The man notices you looking in his direction and immediately bolts out of sight. You immediately sprint up the stairs after him, only to be met by two muscular, tattooed Auroran warriors bearing various types of bladed weapons barring your way. With no other option, you decide to take these men down. You pull out your blaster and blast their legs away. You leap over their groaning forms and continue your pursuit. As you step onto the balcony, you see a number of older Auroran warriors leaping to their feet and barring a door, that's wrong, through which you presume Cognac has fled. Oh boy. You switch to rapid fire and blast away at the warriors, putting rounds down range and forcing them to put their heads down or have them taken off. As you get closer, some of the warriors begin to shoot at you, but without a second thought, you turn your field of fire to them and take them down. Blaster bolts fly past your head and graze your arm. You go to cover and slam home a fresh charge clip, and hammer away at your foes. Soon you have a clear approach, but are pretty sure that your mark has escaped. Cursing, you break cover and burst through their doorway. No sooner have you leaped through than a storm of fire erupts all around you. You switch your selector back to single, power level to stun, and you go to ground to start picking off the enemy. Once you take stock of the situation, you become aware that there are only a few targets in the room. Watching for their muzzle flash, you pick them off before fumbling for the light switch. You quickly cast about the inert warriors and find Cognac. He is deep in blaster-induced unconsciousness. Hurling him over your shoulder, you quickly make your escape. After dodging some warriors who were obviously looking for you and having to put a couple more into the Cognac to keep him under, you finally reach the safety of your ship. It seems like days since you left, but in actual truth, it has only been a couple of hours. As soon as you get him on board, you secure Cognac, slapping some leg irons and paradrugs into him and to make sure he won't disturb you. You strap in and blast off, probably committing a number of port violations on the way. I appreciate that sort of flavor. 1 second. So interestingly, if we read this Description. This richly appointed establishment is overlooked by a balcony which has but one table. A shadowy figure sits there, watching the movements of everyone in the bar. That implies that we just got that guy. So now we have to get out of here without dying. That's always not a whole lot of fun. They do have an outfitter, and surprisingly, they will sell to us. Not that there's anything we need. I'm sorry. A marine platoon costs 5 tons. Whatever. Okay, we're gonna get out of here, I think. Yes, so I have significantly underestimated the usefulness of afterburners. Like, they have saved us multiple occasions. Yeah, they're probably coming after us now that we have their leader. Ah, well. Just one more jump and we will be moderately safe. Well, I say that, but, you know, just gonna avoid all that. You land as close to the central system of the arcology as you possibly can, calling for medical help for your prisoner as you recklessly plummet through Aurora's atmosphere. As soon as you touch down, you throw your post-flight routine out the window and immediately get the severely injured Cognac out to the waiting medical teams as quickly as possible. I mean, is he severely injured? I don't know about that. After watching the men depart, you notice several Auroran warriors standing several meters away observing the proceedings. Before turning away, they all give you a small nod, acknowledging your skill. You nod in return before heading inside and arguing over the comm unit with the dockmaster as to how much maintenance and repair of your craft is going to cost you. After taking care of your ship, you head off for what your insides tell you is the most dangerous part of the mission, returning to face Bindi. As soon as you set foot in the guild offices, she almost pounces on you and asks question after question after question, trying to find out everything that happened. Eventually, you manage to tell her pretty much everything, only to have her scold you for being careless about running through the rear door of the bar. You could have been killed, she exclaims. We can't have good people like you taking stupid risks with their lives just for a little money. At that, you jump at the chance to change the subject and ask her when you can pick up your pay. She looks at you askance and, without saying a word, hands over a credit chip. You thank her profusely, only to have her admonish you to take more care next time. And now we head back to Seoul. And hopefully we don't hit yet another. I think we'll be fine as long as we don't say yes to any of the main storyline missions. I think the connection, because we adjusted the mod, I think the connection between Bounty Hunter and Rebels will always come up as long as we don't accidentally accept another mission. So we should be fine. I hope. I also realized after rewatching the footage of our mod, I think I did mess up the branches mod. So I think we did legitimately get the Wild Goose storyline, the first part of the Wild Goose storyline, on our own. Perhaps there's only a chance that you have to, or he asks you to take him back to Tuatha or something. Ah, yes, excellent. Yes. So much. As you quietly sip your drink, you recognize the blue-black uniform of Sean Clark as he walks into the bar and makes his way over. I have a business proposition for you, he begins without preamble. United Shipping is going to be test running a new type of delivery, and we want you to be one of the first to try it out. The money is good, but, he warns seriously, there might be a little danger involved. Are you interested? More danger involved than having, the entire Auroran military trying to, kill us? I knew we could count on you, he smiles warmly before getting down to business. Now here's the situation. With our recent expansion into the Auroran Empire, we have begun to realize there is a lucrative and virtually untapped market in the trading of certain small valuable goods between discerning members of the Federation and the Empire. Yeah, that sounds like it's above board. Of course, the trip will be a lot longer, he continues quietly, and the commensurate risk is higher, but the pay is good. We've already made a few trial orders We already have a few trial orders in, and one of them is for the delivery of Made by Helen clothing to a gentleman on Fallen in the Fallen system by July 22nd, 1180. The pay will be 100,000 credits upon completion, Sean informs you with a smile. You have to go to Helen in the ENR system to pick up the merchandise before heading down to the Empire. You will be met upon arrival by a United Shipping official. Good luck. Yeah, let's hope we can get there in time. So we have to get there by July 22nd, and so we got a month. That's it's cutting it a little close. It's only 15 jumps, which is enough, as we've established, to get us to Aurora, but I don't know I don't know where Fallen is. I don't know. We've been here before. I mean, we obviously not in this playthrough. 2 tons made by Helen Clothing, yada yada yada. So now where do we need to go? Oh boy. Okay, so getting out of Federation space shouldn't be too difficult. The real trouble is here. Do we go right or left? Guessing wrong is probably going to cost us this mission. It might be worth landing there to pick up a map. Oh. We will take them down because we do need to get competent in our... Oh, somebody else's. Well, fine. Be that way. I really don't like that our jumps take 2 days. That's frustrating. I can just feel the time slipping away. So we have 1 month from today. Wait. We have 1 month from today. Oh, we have a month and a half. We had a month and a half. Okay, that's not so bad. Okay, so we will land here and we'll try to pick up a... Well, unless they don't have an outfitter. Do they have an outfitter? We don't know. They don't have an outfitter. Those stations never have an outfitter. So we're going to guess it's to the right. The listening post stations are too small. Oh, we are lucky. We are so lucky. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I do not like Auroran jump navigation. Upon arrival, you are greeted by an attractive woman with lustrous red hair wearing the blue-black uniform of a United Shipping official. Hi, I'm Jennifer Dealey. She shakes your hand with a smile. I can't tell you how good it is to see someone from outside this blasted warrior culture. Anyway, she continues quickly, I'd better show you how to make your deliveries so that you don't risk offending someone. Disagreements around here are usually solved with blades, so it is probably... It would be probably... I can't talk. It would probably be best to avoid that. You nod in complete agreement to follow her as she continues her charming banter. Before long, you enter... Pardon me. Before long, you enter a long, low warehouse stacked with wall-to-wall crates. This is it, Jennifer tells you. Every Auroran part has one of these rather disorganized warehouses, and here is where you will make your deliveries. Don't talk to anyone between leaving your ship and here, she warns seriously. If you talk to the wrong person, you may end up being killed. But if you only talk to the people here, you can't go wrong. I'm afraid I can't stay long, she says finally with a wistful smile, but I've already transferred the money into your account, and if you keep an eye out in the mission BBS, you will occasionally see a few more missions like this one offered to you. It's been good talking to someone from the Federation again. With luck, we'll meet again. 50,000 credit bounty, it's hard to argue with. Oh, man. I think we'll just head back to Seoul. Oh, Polaris. Well, we're not gonna mess with... Okay, what? Hey, what? Hey! Okay. Well, that was fun. Let's try that again. What happened there? Why did they attack us? That hardly seems fair. Yeah, messing with the Polaris is just never a good idea. Okay, so we've gotten the Auroran bounty. I want to say there's one or two more types of bounties that we get before we hit the mission that... I think maybe there's just one more type of bounty that we hit before we get the mission that tells us to join the Rebellion. Where are we? Oh, we're in Auroran space still. Okay. Like, there was a huge battle going on in Auroran space, 2 jumps away from Sol. That's just too close. Okay. No. I hope this isn't trapping us. I really hope it's not trapping us in, into the, Auroran storyline. That would be incredibly frustrating. I think as long as we decline him, we'll be fine. Nothing. Not a thing. Okay, so we're going to head to Trishka. To see what we can see. See if those, terraformers need our help yet. Wow, we're almost to 1 million credits. Basically haven't even done anything. Okay. Hey! You see a waving hand at the corner of your eye when you walk in and turn to see the smiling face of David Ringel beaming at you from a couple of tables away. I'm glad you dropped by, he tells you sincerely, as we need to head out to our operations base to supervise the terraforming firsthand. And since you are about the only freighter captain I trust, I would appreciate it if you could help us out again, if that's okay with you. Okay, he begins seriously. Up until now, we have been keeping our target planet a secret because of the possibility of a media circus if we fail. I mean, look at Mars. The scientists who were involved in that are still vilified today. However, I have little choice but to reveal to you the planet we have chosen for our experiments, since you're going to be taking us there, but I would ask that you keep the information a secret, okay? You shrug and nod. Great, he sighs forcefully. We need to be relocated to UHP 1002 in the next system. That's the planet that is the target. We will need about 4 hours to load the necessary equipment onto your ship. We can leave any time after that. Head to the bar just one more time. Unfortunately, no bounties. Wait, is that 500,000 credits? I'm sorry, 500,000 credits? 500,000 credits? Well, I wasn't going to take those missions, but 500,000 credits. This is the right planet, right? Yeah, okay. As soon as you land and suit up and help the terraformers to unload their equipment, you can already see the results of their work and the growth of a bluey-green algae that have appeared in occasional patches on the ground. As soon as you are finished unloading, David makes his way over and touches his helmet to yours so that the two of you can talk privately. Thanks again, Captain Lepsis Magna, he says sincerely as his team begins unraveling some type of thick plastic sheeting, which you guess will end up being their home for the next few years. I've already notified Nirvana's head offices that we have arrived and they will have transferred 25,000 credits into your account as usual. If I need anything, I'll get the head office to place it in the Federation Mission BBS's system, so keep an eye out. With that, he breaks contact and heads back over to where his team is working. Well, so where do we need to be? We need to be way over there. Okay. Oh boy. That is really far away. I really hope that's the right system to go to. And I hope we get there in time. August 8th was October 20th. October 8th. Oh. I don't know that we're going to be able to make this. We're only a day behind from landing on that planet, but even so. It's so far away. Yeah, unless the next system... Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to make it. Not even there yet. So, Tau Prime and the Tau City system. Tau Prime. Yeah, there's no way for us to get there that fast. Oh, wait, we have all of September. Yeah, it doesn't go August, October. It goes August, September, October. Okay, never mind. We're fine. I keep doing this, too. We're going to wait for this to charge up just because there's no reason not to be on the little safe side. Save a day, after all. Star bridges are pretty cool. Come on. We're almost there. There we go. No, of course not. How do we get there? I am seriously considering landing here and buying a map. We have to. Wastes a day, but what can you do? Oh, okay, so it was a very good idea to buy that map. That's what I'm learning here. This is why I don't like Aurora in space. Who set up their jump points? Okay. So, oh, Kunjo, interesting. You leave your ship and make your way to the merchant's warehouse without speaking to a soul. The staff there seem to know exactly where to find your cargo, which is unusual, and makes you slightly suspicious about the information you're bringing back to the Federation. They still get annoyed when you ask for some help to load it onto your ship, which almost comes as a relief. At least they are acting normally in that regard. They complain vociferously, and they end up originally giving you a hand to load it. So now we just need to make our way back to the Federation without getting stanned, and yeah, it's no problem. No problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, actually, we can make it there on 1 tank of gas. We just have to not get scanned. Well, I say that, except I just used a bunch of afterburner fuel. So we can no longer make it on 1 tank of gas. I don't understand why the Polaris just randomly attacked us. They aren't really a attack people randomly sort of culture. Well, so far so good. Why are there Aurorans everywhere? Okay, so no Aurorans in this system. September 24th, so we still got plenty of time. 500,000 credits. $500,000 credits. Yes, I know. We're gonna wait, though. Drifting through space. Almost there. Just realized I think my window's still open. Okay, we need to be on Tau Prime. You head straight over to the delivery's office to inform them of your arrival. The staff willingly give you a hand to unload your cargo from your hold without any questions asked. You are a little surprised when a rather nondescript man comes over and thanks you for your delivery, and tells you that the agreed upon 500,000 credits has been transferred into your account. 500,000 credits. That can't possibly be legal. So we're just going to jump around a little bit now. It may be that we do need to increase our combat rating. I wouldn't be surprised terribly at this point. We may need to get our competent combat rating before they'll give us those last couple missions that we need from the bounty hunters. I suppose we could, do actual bounties and make money off of it, but that'd be too easy. That does give us a way to get only one ship attacking us and making money. It's hard to argue with, really. 500,000 credits. Like, 500,000 credits. That's so much money. I mean, I say that, but I think we were making about that much on our trade runs at the end of our last one. So we're going to... So this is... Yeah. So we're going to accept both of these. I realize it's silly. Yeah, 100,000 credits. So first off, we're going to make sure that they're not in this system. And if they're not, all we have to do is jump to Seoul, and the Federation will take care of them for us. I wish I knew what button it was that lets you... So, I don't know that we're going to have a whole lot of luck with this, because I don't know that we're going to get the credit for killing these guys, you know? We might. 22.5, that's right, because 10%. So, I guess we could just do that again. It's an easy 50,000 credits. Well, close to 50,000 credits. We just need that combat ability, you know? Okay, so now there's 3 of them. Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't know that... I mean, sure, why not? Yeah. I realize this is kind of silly, because the whole point of accepting these bounties is to fight them ourselves so that we get the money, but... You know, it helps if you're flying in the right direction. Trying to keep an eye on our... Oh, are they disabled? No, they're not quite disabled, so we might be able to get credit for this one. Kill stealing! Oh well, we got that one. Land on Earth, collect the bounties. And head to Avalon. I don't know how many guys we're going to have to kill before we get our competent rating. So we have good ability now. I think that means we're about halfway there. This is more effort than the United Shipping deliveries, and yeah. 500,000 credits, that's just so much money. I mean, we're almost to 2 million credits, and that was... was basically doing nothing. I mean, I say all this, but it's not actually that much money when it comes right down to it. You can see the changes wrought by the terraformers as soon as you land. Much of the landscape... much of the landscape is now covered by the blue-green algae that had barely gained a foothold when you were last here, and the thick smog-like atmosphere seems to be significantly clearer to you. You soon see a group of 8 people in suits trekking towards you, and when they get closer, you recognize several of the members of the team, and they smile in greeting. You give them a hand, and in no time you have unloaded everything. Thanks again, Captain Limpsis Magnus, says David as he comes over and touches helmets. As you can see, we've already made some progress, but we need this to take the next stage. I've already passed a message letting the head office know that you have arrived, and the credits should be transferred to your account as we speak. Keep looking in the mission BBSs, as we may need your help again at some stage. So let's head to Rimshot, see if we can get the weapons testing missions. I don't remember if we got those in any of the last playthroughs. I don't think we did, actually. Maybe we did. Oh, you know what we did? And they don't actually keep them on your ship. I remember that now. I was sure there was something you did where they gave you a weapon and it stayed on your ship. Oh well. This is a bit more risky. I say a bit more risky. However, I think it's worth the risk. We'll see. We may die horribly now. It's fine. Yeah, this is actually not great. We just have to keep out of range of all their missiles until they run out of them. We're gonna go after this guy. Oh, why does he has missiles too? Fine. Ugh, yeah, okay. His missiles are a little too effective, so we're gonna have to wait until they run out entirely. This is a little ridiculous. Okay, so accepting 3 at the same time was a bad idea. But this way we'll get the credit. That's the important part, right? And now we have our choice of targets. I don't want to go for this guy because... well, I thought the Starbridge was going to try to catch up to us, but apparently not. Apparently not. As I think I mentioned, I think we have either 1 or 2 more types of bounties. One of which, I think it's, kill the guild trader. And, wait, oh, we were supposed to capture him. Oh, never mind. Okay, so never mind. I thought we had to enable the missions that, let you pick up the or disable rather than destroy the ships, but apparently those are just the 50,000 credit missions. I feel a little bad about that. Well, where are we? Oh, I don't even know what this is. I don't know what this is. No. I think that's the Federation intro mission. I think. I could be wrong. But I don't want to be wrong and then find out that we can't get the Rebel mission. Are we going to end up getting the intros to every other mission except the Rebel mission, the one that I said that was the easiest? Yes, I think we are. I don't really want to accept missions here, because we don't know what system they'll be in. And that would be frustrating. Really, I'm just keeping an eye out for bounties and another 500,000 credit mission. That would be crazy. Or one of those... Yeah, 200,000 credits. It's not quite... I mean, it's tempting, I'll admit, but it's not as tempting as the... It's not as tempting as the 500,000 credit mission was. Because we could do it, but 200,000 credits is great. It's not outrageously great. There we go. So, we just need to get him to fire off all of his missiles. Wait, is he done? I mean, I'm okay doing this, just so we're clear. Well, fine. Let's head over to these stations. I don't actually know what these systems are. Empty, apparently. Oh, okay. Deck talker. I don't actually want to... As I said, I don't want to get their Rorans angry at us. It's nice to be able to fly all over the place without having to worry. Well then, we'll take both of those. The guild, okay, yeah, so I was not actually incorrect. There's two, yeah, this is one of the missions. You realize that your well-earned rest is going to have to wait another day as soon as you recognize Jack Folstom heading towards you. You really get around, he says as he sits across from you. You shrug, saying that it was necessary in this line of work. I seem to spend all my time looking for you. You grin, waiting to hear what new escapade the Daymaster wants to pass along to you. The guild wants to expand into Polaris space, he continues smoothly, and guess who comes highly recommended, he finishes with a smile. You snort, thinking that perhaps there should be some other space jock to run the Daymaster's errands. Jack continues, the guild wants you to go on over there and find out a little more about the Polaris before we actually put together a formal proposal, he continues. Think you're up to it? No, not in the slightest. If they want to attack me at all, I will die. Well, the planet you're supposed to land on is called Kellarli. I don't think that's correct. And the system is something similar. Hang on, I've got it written down here somewhere. You wait as he reaches into a belt pouch before handing over a data crystal. All we want you to do is to meet with whomever is in charge over there and find out what they're like, he continues. Shouldn't be too dangerous, but the Polaris do like to be left alone, so just keep an eye out. Remember, the Polaris have technology centuries ahead of ours, so think about that. Think about running before fighting if things start getting out of hand. So why are you trying to open up a bounty hunting port? Like, you won't be able to kill any of their bounties. When you've finished all that, head back to Earth to get a little cash reimbursement and a debrief. He stands up, slugging down the rest of his drink. Good seeing you again, Lapsus Magna, and good luck. After finishing your drink, you head back to your beloved Duke of Earl 2 and read the data crystal he gives you. To see that the Daymaster wants you to go to Kellarli. Yeah, that sounds more like it. In the Kellarli system. Looks like a long trip. So, let's make one jump, finish off those bounties. Come on, Association, don't make me fight you. So the trick is, we just need to get them to use all of their crazy missiles before we go attack them. Yeah, I don't like their missiles, just to be clear. They're far too effective. Okay. That may have been it. We may be... Nope, never mind. I said that and was immediately incorrect. You know, this light blaster really doesn't do us any good, does it? I'll be perfectly honest, the Afterburner has done us a lot more good than the light blaster has. Stop with the chain gun. It's not fun. Okay, well, off to Polaris space we go. I wonder what would happen if we started the Polaris storyline and then did this, because I'm fairly sure they decline our offer, because, well, you know, they have technology centuries ahead of us, so what need have they of bounty hunters from 300 years ago? You know? I don't know. The Polaris systems are kind of frustrating because there's a lot of jumps, but at least you can get from point A to point B. Aurora, I will not stop complaining about this, you know. Aurora, nothing ever connects the way you expect it to. It's frustrating. We're one jump short. That's kind of sad. Oh, and of course, this is a empty system. You know, it took a very long time for me to realize that the weird thing about this is that there are no stars. Like, there's no stars at the centers of these systems. It's just planets. It's very strange. Well, oh, right. 2 times speed. Yep. No one's attacked us. That's nice. And they appear to be... Wait, I'm a good citizen with the Polaris? How did that happen? I'm an upstanding... What is going on? I mean, is it because I killed all those pirates? Then why did the Polaris try to shoot me when I was down in Auroran space? Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. You feel a bit nervous as you complete your post-flight checks and cycle the hatch. You aren't very sure what to make of the Polaris, but from what you have seen of their technology, okay, I can't read. But from what you have seen, their technology makes your ship look like a dinosaur. You exit your ship to see an elderly brown-robed woman flanked by 2 gray-robed men who have a frightening aurora stillness about them. Lepsis Magna, thank you for making such a long and arduous journey, she begins. I am Biz Andrea, and I am here to inform you that we have no need of the services of your guild. She holds up a hand to forestall your protests. The crime rate among the Polaris is virtually nil, she explains, and we are more than capable of defending our borders, she shrugs. That is why we met you here, she continues, as we felt there is no need to waste your time any further. You have made the long trip here for no return. Wait, long hair trip for no return? Oh, okay. Not that we would not return, but that there is no return on our investment. And you have a long trip back. But before you go, feel free to wander around so that we can make a full report. Feel free to wander around so that you can make a full report back to your superiors. After she leaves, you wander around this technological heaven. You and your achievements shrink into insignificance next to it. So we could buy a Cambrian. I don't know why we'd want to buy a Cambrian, but we could buy a Cambrian. No missions. Could buy stuff. Not really anything interesting to buy. And they won't sell us anything. Well, actually, we will buy the map because, as I mentioned, their systems are confusing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also, 10 jumps. Wow. 10 jumps really gets you everywhere, doesn't it? Ten jumps or less, I suppose. It's a pity. They'll let us land, but we can't buy anything from them. I suppose that would be too much to ask. They have the coolest technology, though. It's the coolest. Yeah, see, supposedly that was a long trip, but it took us 20 days, and it took 20 days because our ship takes 2 days to jump between systems. All that good stuff. There we go. As you pilot into the now familiar docking bays, your mind wanders over the events of the past few weeks. In retrospect, you can see why the Polaris were dismissive. They don't really need anything the Guild can offer. There seemed to be no poverty or crime amongst the Polaris, and if any of the readings coming from the Polaris ships were even vaguely accurate, then you can see why nobody bothers them. Yeah, well, we experienced that firsthand, didn't we? Going through your post-flight routine, you mull over what to say in your debrief, as you doubt the Guild hierarchy, whoever that is, will be overly happy with your report. As you finish up, you straighten your shoulders, look skyward for a second, and stride off to tell the Guild what they don't want to hear. You are surprised to see both Folstom and Corin in the office when you enter. They look up as you enter. "So tell me about the Polaris," says Corin cheerfully. You look over at the more serious Folstom and shake your head. Corin drops the smile and in a businesslike motion locks the doors. As she sits back down, you quickly outline the events of your mission. You are met with a long silence when you finish. "I take it you're starting to get a few ideas about my status in the Guild," Folstom begins quietly after you pause. You nod. "Although I doubt you actually guess the particulars," he indicates Corin. He indicates Corin? Corin here is the Daymaster. Okay, I didn't actually guess that. I was guessing Folstom was the Daymaster. Oh, I bet he's the Nightmaster then. Anyway, your eyes widen slightly. Corin chuckles. "Well, the Daymaster's job is to take care of the day-to-day running of the Guild," she ruminates happily, "and I'm in the perfect position for that. The role of the Nightmaster is to be ready to handle any extraordinary sort of situations that arise." Oh, okay, so yeah, it is just, I just got them confused. I thought Corin was the Knight, and yeah, anyway. You turn to Jack and he nods. "Yep," he agrees, "that's me. I've been using you to help me deal with a great number of new situations as I've learned to trust you more and more," he continues. "Don't worry about this negative report. We can't win them all. Keep an eye out, though. I have a few more things coming up soon that I'll need your help with." Oh, yeah, actually, we will take that. Don't know why you have us going to these random locations, but whatever. What is our status? Because again, we have to have a combat rating of 1,000 before we can get to the rebels, and we can't fail. Because I know if we fail, we end up in the Federation storyline or something like that. Oh right, I should probably be landing. Moonview. UN shipping deliveries, urgent deliveries, rush deliveries. Do we dare visit the bar? I guess it was. Oh, why is that there? Jason Cook. Hello, Jason Cook. Anyway. I can't remember if the Raven's better. That is a Raven, right? I think we established this when I played through on the Polaris playthrough, that the Raven was really the best ship, better than the Kestrel, which is a pity because I really like the Kestrel. Of course, the Raven is such that you can essentially just hit button to win. You are amazed at some of the changes wrought by David and his team as you pilot your way through the atmosphere. From what you can see, there's not only the blue-green algae, but also a significant amount of running water and even small amounts of plant life starting to spread around the equator. Once again, David and some of his team come out to unload the equipment from your holds. When you are finished, you head over to David to tell him how impressed you are. "Well, thank you, Lepsis Magna," he answers, pleased at your comment. "It is good to hear an outside opinion, because it can be hard to notice the effects when you live here day after day. I don't know, it's been like, 3 months, and you have water, and it's no longer a hellhole? I don't know. Anyway, we need to get back to keep an eye on a couple things. We just started growing," he explained seriously. "The head office knows that you've arrived, so 25,000 credits should already be in your account. Keep checking out the mission BBSs, as I don't doubt we will need your service again." While the air remains unbreathable, the planet before you is starting with its blue-green algae and small amounts of plant life near the equator. You can almost... Wait. The planet before you is starting with its blue-green... You can almost feel... That is a weird sentence. You can almost feel the planet coming alive. Nonetheless, you are glad to be wearing your biosuit, and when you check out the toxic levels of chlorine, that still make up the significant portion of the atmosphere. You know, I don't think I've ever taken this storyline to its conclusion. Like, I just always kind of petered off and never actually checked the mission BBSs. I wonder what happens. I hope they don't all die. Okay. Oh, right. So this is not a great place to do that. Let's head over to Rimshot. Let's get out of their way. Try one more time for the outfitter missions. So the Association of Free Traders doesn't always attack, which is interesting. Hey! Wait, no. Not them again. We will take that. And see what happens. I wonder how long we have to wait between those terraforming missions. Probably about a month. There it is. Okay, so the trick is... Wait. That was 2. Okay. Man, we probably didn't get credit for that. That's unfortunate. I don't want to take these. Oh yeah, so capture of the captain and crew. Yeah. It's not worth it. So, yeah, that was actually a terrible idea, because now we have to go to all 4 of these systems to find them. Oh, we're almost at 2 million credits. That's nice. Maybe it just always shows up in the second system you visit. That wouldn't be so bad. Oh, those stupid... You have too many rockets. I'm just saying. No. Do not steal our kill again. Oh, I didn't realize that would go through. Interesting. I kind of do remember there being weird things like that in the Auroran space. Again, their jump points make no sense. Wait, why are they angry at us? I think there are just certain Aurorans that will attack you no matter what. Nothing at the bar. Nothing there. Oh, I think... Oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that the Sigma shipyards storyline is what gets you access to the hypergates. As you wander through the shipyard, looking at all the ships awaiting a prospective buyer, a man wearing an expensive tailored business suit comes over and extends his hand. "Are you Lepsis Magna, captain of the Duke of Earl II?" he asks quietly as you shake hands. You nod warily. "Excellent. I am Rodney Andrews, manager of the shipping liaison for Sigma Shipyards. Ever since Donald Schick disappeared some months ago, we have had a problem getting the services of freighter pilots to bring in our supplies. Would you be willing to work for us?" "Sure." "Great," he exclaims with a wide smile. "We currently have a shipment of 10 tons of equipment waiting in storage on Kolan in the Sandown system. If you could head over there, pick it up, and return here, making sure that you land on the area of Kane Band owned by... Making sure that you land on the area of the Kane Band owned by Sigma Shipyards, that would be great. Any problems?" he asks seriously. "No? Well then, I expect I'll be seeing you again in a few weeks." A few weeks? It's a week away. I don't know. It's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. Sandown. Kolan. It's 2 jumps away. It's not that far. Oh well. Oh, I should have checked to see if there's any other missions. Oh well. As you pilot your way into what is normally a restricted area, out of bounds to all non-Sigma Shipyards personnel, you take a quick peek at some of the enormous shipyards at their disposal. As soon as you land, dock workers swarm all over your vessel, and in no time they have unloaded your cargo. A few minutes later, as you stand around wondering what to do, you spot Rodney coming towards you. Sorry I'm a little tardy, he apologizes sincerely. I've just been having one of those days today. Now that I've finally arrived, here are the details I'm sure you're dying to know. Firstly, Rodney takes off a finger, you've been paid 20,000 credits for your services, and I have made available similar missions through the mission BBSs throughout the Federation. Secondly, as an employee of Sigma Shipyards, you are allowed to purchase all the ships in our range, he informs you to your delight. In particular, I'm talking about the Starliner, the Pegasus, and the Leviathan. If you can scrape together the funds, you can purchase them from here at any time. You should also be able to find a few ship upgrade outfits available here on the Kane Band. Anyway, if you'll forgive me, he finishes a little tiredly. I have 1,001 things I still have to do today, so I'll take my leave of you. Thanks again. So what did he say? So, the Starliner, yeah. Yeah, the Starliner is useless. And you never want to buy a Leviathan. I'm just saying. You do not want to buy a Leviathan. You take people, you rent Leviathans. So he said we get some extra stuff, though. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so we can just see. The problem is we could do this mount reinforcement, but the problem is we don't have any space left. So this is 1,000,000 credits, and this is 1,000,000 credits. So both of these are worthwhile. The electrical rewiring and the engine tune-up are definitely worthwhile. And that was just 2,000,000 credits out the window. That's ridiculous. But our ship is now slightly better. I don't know how much slightly better, but I don't know how much slightly better, but slightly better. Let's head somewhere else. Actually, let's just go to Wolf 359, see what's there. What is our... Yeah, 190 degrees a second now. I think we started out at 145. No more Federation stuff. We'll take the bounties. Yeah, the problem is taking these captures doesn't work very well when you're in a high security system like Seoul, because there's going to be so many people around that they'll get killed before we can board them. No. We get the kill. We get the kill. You don't get the kill. This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's too many of them. I'm not even sure we'll get the kill on this guy. We may have. We may have. I don't know. Urgent delivery. Yeah, none of this is interesting. Where can we head to? We haven't been here before. What are we doing at this point? We're just trying to get our combat rating. Oh, we're competent. So that means we just need 200 more points and we'll be ready for the next stages of the bounty hunting. Sigma Shipyards. So we're going to accept that because I think we do eventually get access to the hypergates that way. The long delivery is 200,000 credits, so that's not quite worth it. So just head over to Sirius. Oh, I forgot to stop at the bar. Oh well. Oops. That was the wrong button. Oh no. Well, I definitely thought we would be well into the Rebel storyline at this point. Apparently that is not the case. Sirius 2. Oh no, I forgot to do the bounty. Oops. I should probably do something about that. Let's just head to Arkanar, because that's probably where they are. I feel silly about that. I do like that just sitting here we make money. That is quite nice. Okay, so we're going to have to fight them both off. And they both came in on the same side of the system. That's frustrating. Just have to wait for all their missiles to fly off into space. I wonder if, now that we're competent, we can take on the outfit missions at Glytech, because that would be nice. That would also give us some more competency, I think. Yeah, I significantly underestimated the usefulness of a afterburner. Why do none of them have turrets? They're all of their stuff is they have to be facing us, and that's kind of silly. Okay, so none of this is interesting. We'll chance the bar, nothing there, and head up to Rimshot. Let's go to the shipyard. So nothing's showing up there. I want to say the Sigma Shipyard's storyline also intersects with the Rebel storyline. I have a vague recollection of that. But I do want to get access to the hypergate system. That would be quite nice. Because it's 0-day travel, and it gets you all sorts of places. No, we don't want to help the Federation. Hey, we do want to help you guys, though. As you move around, browsing through the various possible outfits on offer, a tall, slim woman with dark hair wearing a Glytech uniform comes over to you. "Are you Captain Lepsis Magnet, pilot of the Duke of Earl 2? She asks in a very feminine voice, and you nod. "I'm Sharon Masterton, manager of the engineering services here at Glytech, and I'm wondering if you are prepared to get some parts for us." "Why, yes." "Glad to have you on board," she says with a measured smile. "We need a shipment of parts for experimental weapons we are working on. We have 10 tons on order, and they are currently being held in storage on Honor in the Bloodstone system. We need them to be returned here by May 23rd. If you are successful, we might consider giving you more missions of this type. May 23rd, April 13th. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 24 days. I don't like how tight we have to cut this. Oh, well. Oh, did we pick up any... I don't think we picked up any bounties. We'll hang out here for just a moment. Just in case. No, it looks like we're fine. I do want to get a few more ships, or get a few more kills under our belt, just so we are guaranteed to have that 1,000 combat rating that we need. But otherwise, I think we're good. We'll finally be able to start in on the Sigma Shipyards. Yeah, we'll take that. And we'll take all 4 of these. So, oh, Capella's a empty system. That's a little frustrating. So we'll head to Rimshot. And hopefully, in the next sector, we won't die horribly. As long as we can draw them out, we should be fine. So 5 ships. 5 ships. We can take 5 ships on, right? What's this one? Oh, it's a Thunderbolt. Yeah, we don't want to be in front of this guy. We want to be further away so we can't use the Thunderbird or Thunderhead weapon system against us. I think we're fine because our system will push his system back a little, or his ship back a little. So that's 1 down. That's nice. Oh, nope. Don't want to deal with those. There's 2 of these guys, though. That's a little frustrating. Well, this is working out pretty well, actually. So far, so good. So far, so good. Why? Why do you have so many missiles? How do you have so many missiles? Oy. Okay, that's entirely too many missiles. Still, we did fairly well against that first... what are these called? I don't remember what they're called. Oh, I don't like those ones. Okay, so this is a bit of a risk, but it's a risk we have to take. I think as long as we stick close to them, they won't fire at us immediately, and then we can just follow this guy. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why they won't fire their main weapons at a short distance, but it's definitely proving to be a benefit to us. Okay, I think, at least I'm hoping, that that's going to be enough to get us our 1,000 combat rating. That was 5 ships. One of them didn't count, I think. I don't really remember. When do we need to be there? May 23rd, so we got some time. Whoa. Yeah, I don't understand why that happens sometimes. And we're back. As soon as you land on Glytech, dock workers swarm all over your vessel, and in only a few minutes they have unloaded your cargo. Sharon walks out into the concourse and makes her way over. Good work. I've just notified the finance department to transfer 20,000 credits into your account for your services. If you want any more work like this, just keep a look in the mission BBS down the hall, and if I need you again, I'll keep an eye out in the outfitters. No. Yes. When you walk into the ship outfitting area, you quickly spy the dark hair and formal suit of Sharon Masterton as she sits at a table near one of the corners of the large room, and you decide to go over and say hello. I'm glad you dropped by, she tells you in a professional tone. We need someone to do a few final field tests of a weapon before we start selling it to the Federation Navy. The nature of the tests isn't entirely legal, and until you complete the mission, you will be under a fair amount of danger, so don't say yes unless if you're a little squeamish. Yada yada yada. Ravenstone, Polaron cannon. Okay, so yeah, so the cool thing is we get the Polaron cannon and they just kind of give it to us. Test Polaron cannon, and yeah, none of this has a time limit. Time limits are our bane right now. I wish I knew if there was a way to make it so that the jumps we take aren't... Oh man, I don't even remember what the weapon to fire our secondary weapon is. I don't remember what I was saying now. Okay, you know what? We're gonna stay out of the range of his missiles just for a bit. It's, yeah. Yeah, those missiles. I don't like those missiles. Is he being followed around by the Anaconda? Oh, dear. Okay, then. We will let him do that. Yeah, those are unpleasant things. I don't really want to engage him until our shields come back. I think we're probably fine at this point, though. Why does he have that weapon? Okay, you know what? We're just going to stand right here, and he can just barely hit us, but I think we're doing better than he is, so... You know, I say that, but we're not doing better than he is, so we're going to get out of here. Ugh, that is painful. That is quite painful. So I don't think we get the armor back. Hopefully our shielding will come back. And it looks like it's coming back faster than his is, which is nice, Oh, why? We're just going to... Yeah, there we go. So now we're going to use the Polaron Cannon to finish him off, because... Yeah. Polaron Cannon, not very useful at the ranges which we can reach. Oh, man, that was painful. I don't remember what those are called. I think it's just an ion cannon. But the ion cannons are rough. I hope they don't take away our Polaron cannon. That would be a little disappointing. So now we're going to land, just to get back everything, and then head off to our unexplored system, which I believe we're just picking up some parts for Sigma shipyards. Got the outfitters equipment delivery. So yes, we will accept that as well. I was just wondering if we'd reached the end of that storyline, but I guess not. The nice thing about this, I think I mentioned this, unless they take the Polaron cannon away from us, we now have more weapons than our ship is technically capable of holding, which is quite nice, actually. I got the 20,000, all the bounties. No, shipyards. Shipyards is where we want to go. Nobody in the shipyards. Head to the bar. No one in the bar. And let's go get those terraformers some supplies. See how UHP 1002 is doing. Sirius 2. Okay, then. So, well, the planet sprite is the same still, and the background is the same. Piloting down through the atmosphere, you can see the planet's surface is nearly half covered by water, and that the predominant life forms are now vegetation which covers most of the rest of the surface, and the oceans are filled with a simple plankton-like organism. Your senses show that there is no longer any need for the heavy environment suit, but that a breathing mask is still necessary. Once again, after he and his team have finished unloading, David comes over and shakes your hand. It might interest you to know that if we keep up the accelerated plant and algae growth, we may have a breathable atmosphere in about 5 more years, he tells you proudly, and you're impressed. It won't be long until we're introducing animal life and start balancing the ecosystem a little more. Keep looking in the mission BBSs, as we'll probably need you a few more times before we finish here. Yeah, nice. Okay, let's go finish off this, what am I trying to say here? Finish off the outfitter missions. I don't understand the Aurorans that are just occasionally hostile. No one should be unhappy with us, like we're in good standing with everyone except the pirates. Oh, marauders. So that little tiny ship, yeah, got 30% of the shields of the Leviathan down. That's crazy. You did well. That's why we chose you. Head to the outfitters. No, you don't understand. I don't want to deal with the Federation. Why don't you get that? Oh, yes. Yes. I believe this is the last mission we have to take before we get the transition to the words. Words are not coming to me. Rebellion storyline. You are about to order a drink when you see Jack Folstom heading your way. You switch from 1 finger to 2, and the Alcabots spit out 2 beers. Thanks, says Jack as he slides into the vacant stool next to you. He sighs, I've been feeling a little parched the last couple days. The atmosphere regulator in the Hunter has been playing up. You nod to a vacant corner booth, and the two of you head over to have a little more privacy. The guild has a problem, Jack begins seriously. Do you remember the second rule of being a guild rep member? You reply that it was something about not attacking other members. Well, it has come to my attention that someone, with a few friends, has been systematically violating that rule, continues grimly. I need someone to go and do something about that. Are you available? It's actually something of a running a problem, sighs Folstom. You see, our guild works along similar lines of the Guild of Free Traders, read pirates, but operate within the bounds of the law. They aren't so constrained about, and they make a lot more money. Therein lies the attraction. Once you become a competent bounty hunter, he explains, you have all the skills necessary to become a very rich pirate. Every few years we lose someone, but as far as I can tell, no senior members have gone over for about 4 decades. And nobody has ever gone so far as to deliberately target guild members. But that is exactly what Gareth Drisbin and his friends have been doing, Jack continues, slamming his fist on the table. I want you to go harbor in the Sheol system and pick him up. He'll probably have a few of his lackeys protecting him in orbit, but he'll be hiding on the surface. Once you've picked him up, take him to Earth, and we'll deal with him. Good luck. So just go to the main pirate, I see. Yeah, we don't actually care about any of this. So we'll pick up these bounties. And I guess there's no reason not to take the Sigma Shipyard's delivery. And that's timed, so we don't really want to take it. I think that's all we want for now. We will drop by Eniar. Deal with all of these missiles coming our way. I suppose missile jammers don't really matter if you just stay out of range. Also, why do they all use dumbfire missiles? Like, they're never going to hit us. I mean, they will hit us, but not frequently enough for it to matter. Oh dear. Okay, this is entirely too many missiles. Okay, I think they're out now. Excellent. That is pretty useful, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that is pretty useful, isn't it? Never mind. I guess the Polaron cannon's pretty good. I don't think it's quite as good as the official production version, but we can't get that because if we sell it, we'll never be able to buy it back again. Because we don't have any space for it. Already back up to 500,000 credits almost. That's kind of nice. Why were we here? I don't remember. We do need to go back to Seoul, but we'll be going that way after Sheol anyway, so we're going to head up to Sheol first. The Bounty Hunter storyline is pretty useful because you can get those one-off guys that will always attack you, and that's incredibly useful. So, should we land at Korea? We should probably land at Korea. Wait, who are they attacking? Oh, there's a pirate. Hey, we will take the free rating boost. Okay, so nothing of interest here. Yeah, I don't think it's gravimetric missiles. I think it is 1750 credits per, and they weigh a ton. That's just too much. Nothing else interesting here, so let's just head out. No, this is our kill. Ah. This is our kill. Let us take it. No. Okay, we probably got that one. That's interesting. I guess the Polaron cannon draws from our power, but it doesn't actually seem to. Okay, so we're gonna turn around and run away. Oh, manticores. Okay, so that's mildly problematic. Yeah, that's okay. So we can take out the argosies pretty confidently, I think. The argosies are also going to be the fastest ones. So, oops, wrong button. Okay, so that's one argosy down. Just have to keep an eye out to make sure other pirates aren't coming our way. The Manticore is what really worries me, because I don't know that we have a way of adequately... this isn't going too badly, I guess. Okay. So, got another pirate enterprise. Oh, is that guy coming after us? Wow, he is. Rude. Yeah, unfortunately we can probably do this forever, can't we? That Manticore is what really worries me, though. Can we get close enough to attack the Argosy without, or sorry, Enterprise without getting attacked by the Manticore? It looks like we can. So we could take on the Manticore. It's probably an absolutely awful idea, particularly now that... Okay, so we can try to get behind it. Yeah, never mind. That's not worth it. Oh, 2 Manticores. You know, there's too many of these. It's too much. It's too much. I should have used the... Just let us dock. Let us dock. Okay. Almost before you land, you launch yourself out of your seat and into the station. You know something of the rules by which... You know something of the rules by which this place operates, and you know that what you're going to do breaks on any number of them. If you're too slow, you'll end up as yet another pirate casualty. You sprint up to the palatial residence of Gareth Dribson and shoot down the door, killing the door guards behind them as with your blistering hail of fire. You leap through the shattered remains of the door, laying down enough blaster fire to make most of the Drisman's hired thugs keep their heads down. You reach into your suit... Your suit? Apostrophe suit? Space suit? And flip out a large stun grenade. You hurl it at your foes and dive behind cover. A huge flash nearly blinds you and a rolling concussion wave washes over you. You quickly leap up and run past the inert form of Drisban's heavies. Dashing upstairs, you find Drisban coming down the hallway, armed with a wicked-looking scatter blaster. You dive, firing from a full stretch, your blaster set to stun. You feel the heat of a number of blaster shots passing over and under your body. Luckily, none of them punch through you, but it's a close shave. Your bolts punch through Drisban's body, and he flies backwards, falling into a deep unconsciousness. You quickly grab him and head for your ship. Outside, you see that the pirate overlords of High Arbor have already sent some of their minions down to investigate, and you are forced into a pitched gun battle just to reach your ship. Once inside, you slam the engines to full and make your getaway. Well, we say that, but yeah, ion cannons. 25 tons. It's tempting. Oh, but it's also illegal. Yeah, that's no good. That's no good at all. How do we get it for legitimately? I don't even know. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at all that. So the Manticore is 12 million. That's almost tempting. Like, they're terribly slow, but they've also got, you know, the ion cannons. 8 ion particle cannons. 8 ion particle cannons. It's too many. Okay, so we need to have a plan to get out of here. Is everything we need back on... Yeah, back on Earth. Yeah, so everything's back on Earth. So we just need to get out of here and not die. Yeah, that's about what I was expecting, actually. Okay, admittedly, the Afterburner is a incredible investment. I think that's going to need to be our go-to for the future. Are they coming after us? They are. Okay. Yeah, that's not fun. I don't know that we can take down a Manticore. You know, I was just complaining about how you don't really need the mid-tier ships, and yet this is a mid-tier ship, and it's doing us pretty well. Maybe I'm just complaining too much. I guess the real problem is that there's so many ships that aren't useful. What are all those? Oh, it's just a bunch of traders. Oh, no, they're pirates. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're not going to save them this time because we have things to do. As you pilot your way into one of the Kane Band's countless docking bays, Gareth Drisbin continually hurls forms of abuse at you. Eventually, his tirades set your teeth on edge, and you give a cold look over your shoulder. Remember the second rule, you state icily. He immediately subsides. You open your hatch and see the waiting Jack Folstom, who looks pleased to see you bring in the traitorous Drisbin. Well, he drawls in a sugary tone, if it isn't my old friend Gareth. He turns more serious. Forget some of the rules, did we? He asks sarcastically. Perhaps you should learn what happens to those who bite the hand that feeds them. Folstom turns to you and thanks you for your extraordinary service before telling you to see Corin in the main office to get a suitable reward. He turns back to Drisbin. Come on, you snake, he hisses angrily. You and I have much to discuss. With that, he frog marches the prisoner off to some dark hidey hole to extract the guild's revenge. After taking care of your ship, you head off to talk to Corin about getting a reward for this nasty piece of guild business. She is actually dealing with another guild member claiming a bounty, and when you walk in, as soon as she sees you, she stops her banter with the man and pays him his money before coming over to you. You keep impressing, she says seriously. We've had a few problems dealing with renegade bounty hunters over the last few years, and up until now, Jack couldn't trust anyone else to take care of them. That's what he has been grooming you for from the time you joined. Corin looks around and leans a little closer before whispering conspiratorially. Actually, I suspect he might be thinking of retiring soon. She winks, stepping back, arching her eyebrows. Guess who would be next in line? Keep checking the mission BBSs, Corin continues, and if anything like this comes up again, I'll post it for you. In the meantime, here's 250,000 credits for your efforts. Have fun! Guild offices, Kane Band, mission BBS. Wait, did we... we didn't pick up another Prosecon mission. I thought we did. Oh well. No one in the outfitters, no one in the shipyards. That's a little disappointing, actually. Let's head to Rimshot, see if anyone's there. I didn't expect this entire episode to be just us getting to the Rebel storyline, but apparently it will be. We'll be getting to the Rebel storyline once we finish off the various side quests we've been doing. This is an acceptable level of side quest where the side quest doesn't stick around in your quest log. It's just there when you're doing things. No, we don't want to help you. Unfortunately, the Glytech people don't seem to have anything either, which is unfortunate. Sigma Shipyards, long delivery for 100,000 credits. Just waiting for the day that one of those is 1,000,000 credits. It's not going to happen. I don't think there are any 1,000,000 credit missions. That would be ridiculous. Let's take the Sigma Shipyards. I don't think it actually gets us any brownie points for them, but can't hurt, right? What's our combat rating at this point? Very competent. Actually, that's excellent. I always want to go fight them immediately, and it's just never a good idea. So this is actually not working out too badly as things go. I wonder if the upgrades we had from Sigma did us any good. I mean, I'm sure they did, but, oh, no, this is our bounty. Fine. I suppose we'll take it. Almost there. Off to Tashel, land, I believe, Space Dock 2. Nothing interesting here. Not going to pick that up. Chance the bar? No, okay. Man, it is very nice to be in a ship that doesn't break apart the moment somebody looks at you strange. Unless it's a Polaris, in which case you just die anyway, so... Okay, shipyard? Excellent. As you look around the various vessels on offer, yada yada yada, I have a mission of some urgency for you, he begins quite seriously. It involves traveling across most of the known galaxy, picking up a cargo that isn't strictly legal, and returning here. Before you answer, he raises his hand to forestall your reply. Be aware that you may well come under intense fire in a place far from where we will be able to help you. But also be aware that if we cannot trust you to take this mission, we cannot trust you with any of our more sensitive corporate secrets. Are you up for it? Sure. Kant. What? Palladium from Kant. Interesting. Now, he continues gravely, once you have secured the palladium, you need to return here without being scanned by the Aurorans. If you do get scanned, you may as well dump your cargo and not bother returning here, as we will wash our hands of you. At the end of the day, we have our legitimate operations in Auroran space that we cannot do without, and are not prepared to risk those over a single shipment of palladium. Any questions? Kant. But Kant is uninhabited, you know? It's supposed to be uninhabited anyway. So the real question here is, how do we get down there and then back? Because it's further than... Okay, this is like one of the very few places you can go in... You have to... This is one of the few places that you can't get in 10 jumps, is what I'm trying to say. Ah, well, actually, we should probably stop off in Egwit to refuel, because otherwise we're not going to be able to get out of Auroran space. We might be able to get back to human space, or human space. It's all human space. We might be able to get back to Federation space. Probably not, though. I guess we're just going to have to use our... Wow, we can't even get there, can we? Wow. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, yeah, we don't really want to fight you guys right now. Oh, we could, though. Like, that's not too terrible. Man, I remember when these guys would kill us in, like, 2 hits. Oh, man, look at there. Look at how much knockback their weapons have. That's crazy. How many of these guys are there? Well, we're going to have to land in Nila. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can get to Hope. And then we still have half the journey left. Actually, we can't even get that far because we have to spend 2 jumps to get to Kant and 2 jumps back out of Kant. Well, I should be putting this on 2 times speed for a variety of reasons. I will be right back. Okay, well, hopefully I'm still marginally centered. I'm probably going to take another break right after this to make sure everything is still set up correctly. As I mentioned, I can't actually, oh no. Okay. I can't actually, Alt-tab out of this game without breaking things, so I'll be right back again. Yeah, so, oh, seriously. I don't even remember. Oh, what? What is Folstom doing here? Huh. After ordering your usual drink, you sit down to put your feet up for a few hours. You are quietly enjoying the music of the band playing in the corner until Jack comes through the door. You sigh, take your feet off the chair, and wave to get his attention. I seem to spend more time looking for you than I... Wait, what? I've got another mission... Oh, I guess he just says symbols. Fine. I've got another mission that needs your touch. He chuckles as you roll your eyes in mock surprise. In a roundabout way, the rebels have gotten in touch with me, he continues in a hushed voice. They want to extraordinary lengths to do so and maintain their security. Apparently, they have some information they want to pass on, and the trouble they went to just to get in contact tells me it might be serious. Interested in a courier job? This is the point where if we fail, I think we get sent to the Federation storyline. Obviously, they didn't pass on a lot, continues Folstom. If there's one thing the rebels do well, it's security. If you believe their propaganda, it's one of their leaders is the former head of Federation Intel. Regardless, whoever taught them how to run a tight ship did a good job. The Bureau would love to bust them up, but thus far have been unable to. They wanted to meet me specifically, he explains, but I told them that I would be sending you, so there should be no problems there. They want you to travel to Rebel 2 in the Korea system and meet them there. Be wary of Federation patrols. You can be sure that whatever the motivation, the Federation won't like it that we've been working with their enemies. People tend to disappear into the clutches of the Bureau when they get caught doing things like that. Anything you get, bring back to Corin as soon as you get it, insists Jack. I have a feeling that what we've got will be fairly important. Good luck, and watch your back. Now, the real problem here is we are in the literal middle of nowhere. Like, nowhere. So, you know, when Federation patrols show up at Kontik, it won't be great. You know, not great. Just need to land. Just need to land. Okay, this is not working. Okay. Well, that was fun. Well, this is fun. Who is shooting me? None of these are capable of shooting that type. What? Ugh. Fine, whatever. Having to waste precious fuel here. So, not only are these houses guys after us for the Palladium, which sounds like the start of Back to the Future 2, the feds are going to be after us because we're gathering intel. Okay, so we're going to try, and this is wasting so much fuel, but we really don't have a choice. Oh, this is not working. Yep. I don't even remember where we're going to end up. Hopefully not too far. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay, so we just want to land. I feel like in normal situations, it makes sense that you have to slow down to land on a planet. In this particular situation, however, just let us land. Okay, this is too much. This is too much. So here's the plan. We're gonna go the long way around. No, it's a terrible idea. It was a plan, but it's not a great plan. I don't know what we can do. I think the thing that will be most effective would be to run straight through them. I don't know if we can survive that. We should be able to. I don't see why we couldn't. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. Yeah, because they have to turn around. And this is getting us some time to work on, or refuel. Or not refuel, but fuel scoop. The bigger ships are going to take even longer to turn around. Hopefully they're far enough away from system center now that we can just kind of zoom in and land without much trouble. Actually looks like this kind of worked. Now we just need to get there and not die. Okay. You land under heavy fire, and the workers on the ground grimly tell you that they are capable of holding out against the pirates, as the pirates aren't prepared to bombard them from orbit because they do not want to destroy the mining infrastructure that has been set up. But we are more than a match for them on the ground, as the operation informs you grimly. The trouble is that they just sit in space, and every ship that takes off gets beaten to hell. So far, every ship that has managed to land has been disabled and boarded as soon as they leave the atmosphere. Good luck out there. With a sigh, you head back to your beloved Duke of Earl 2. Okay, so we need to get through all of Federation space without getting scanned, or all of Auroran space without getting scanned, all of Federation space without getting scanned by the Bureau. Yeah, what could be a problem? Seriously, there's two ships. What a blockade. Okay, so we cannot get scanned. That's the real problem here. So far, so good. Okay, so that's a houseless. We can kill him. It's not worth it. Let's just get out of the way. Why are these guys so fast? Okay. I think this is the system that we want to sit in and just let them... let our systems recharge here. Yeah. So if we sit here, let our systems recharge, and then we should be able to make it back to Federation space. Oh, this is not great. It's fine now. We're fine now. Everything's fine. We'll just sit out here drifting. Yep. No problem whatsoever. So how many jumps will it take to get us back to Sol? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to wait until we have full... Oh boy. I don't know if that's going to work out. Even getting back to Federation space, it's not great. The trouble is that we can't get scanned. That's the real problem. Why? Okay. Yeah. I guess I was not pressing the M button that time. Where can we go? I mean, we could head up to Polaris space. They'd let us land. It's not really any faster though. And yeah. Well, oh, that's interesting. I think we looped around. Well, either that or there's just this guy sitting around for no reason. Ah, well. Worth a shot. Oh. That's a lot of pirates, isn't it? I don't know where they are. Well, I guess there's nothing to do but wait. Yep. So I'm hoping that they don't scan us until we leave the rebel system, because, yeah. Oh, what? Hey, stop. No. Hopefully they won't scan us until we leave the rebel system. Otherwise, we'll have to get through all of Auroran and all of Federation space without getting scanned, and that would just be quite painful. And as I mentioned, if we fail this mission, we don't get the we don't get the rebellion storyline. Okay. Everything's fine. Eventually, we'll get there. I kind of don't like just sitting around here, to be perfectly honest, but I also don't know that we can land anywhere safely. Tell you what, we're going to jump. As bad of an idea as this is, we're going to jump into some inhabited systems, and if there's anybody nearby, yeah, like those guys, we'll just jump right back out. Oops. Can we avoid their scans? It doesn't look like they're coming after us yet. The houseless is over there, but that might be okay. Landing would be a great boon. Let's try it. Okay, so now all we have to do is take off not get scanned, and make it to Federation space. Which hopefully is also a place that we don't have to avoid getting scanned. I don't think we will, because we won't have anything in our cargo hold. We'll just be another random person, so, you know. I think we're safe now. I think. I believe that we can make it out of here. Okay, we've made it to Seoul. Hopefully there aren't, you know, Aurorans waiting for us here. Aren't even any feds to scan us, which is nice. As soon as you land, you sigh with relief. The last few weeks have been pretty stressful, and you are glad to have made it back in one piece with your cargo intact. Well done, congratulates Rodney when he drops by as you are unloading. This load should keep us going for another couple months. Except it took us like a month to get there. Oh well. You tell him the news from the small mining operations down there and how they can hold out. Well, that is good news, he mutters thoughtfully. So the only problem we have is shipping through the blockade. I think we can do something about that. In the meantime, he concludes quietly, keep an eye out around here, as I may have another mission for you in a month or two. Why don't you recuperate for a little while? If you check your account, I think you'll find that you have a little bit more spending money now. So that was 200,000 credits? Looks like, yeah, seems like 200,000 credits. Not bad, not bad. Nothing in the bar. Nothing interesting there. We just got the rebel information, so I mean, okay, let's go to Rimshot. Now that we have the last mission, I think it's the last mission anyway, in the rebel storyline. We can try finishing off this, the Outfitter storyline. Or we can just come back here. I mean, it's probably fine either way. Or no one's here at all. That works too. Yeah, no one's here at all. Fine. Be that way. Well, we will take this. I don't know that there's any reason to take the Sigma Shipyards bounty. And now that we have our rating, we don't need to worry about killing any more bounties. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, very competent should get us the rest of the way through the storyline, I think. So, let's check in on our terraforming friends. As I said, I don't think I've ever actually done this storyline. I mean, not to completion, certainly. I may have done the first one, but I don't remember ever finishing it. Why? You are very surprised at the changes in the world you see below as you fly down to the surface. Your sensors tell you that the air is breathable, but that a breath mask is recommended for extended exposure of longer than 30 minutes. But more than that, there are literally thousands of animals running, flying, and swimming all over the surface. As you unload, you notice a lot of your equipment looks like rudimentary weather control equipment, and you ask David around it. Well, we are getting to the stage where our ecosystem is starting to run itself, he explains, happy to share his knowledge. But by our calculations, unless we manually interfere with the process, this world will never be inhabitable for humans. So we are going to set up atmosphere purifiers to see how effective they are in the hope that they can help us overcome it. You clap him on the back and tell him that he and his team have done an outstanding job so far, and that you have every confidence that they will solve the problem. Yeah, so nothing else has changed yet. I know I say we keep going to... I say that we're going to go to the Rebel storyline, but I mean, that's where I'm going to end the episode today, and I want to finish this off, or just finish off as much as I can first, right? We should stop by Sigma Shipyards as well, see what's going on there. Nothing. Nothing. We'll take those. And I think that's all we need. Cool. So, now that we're here, I have gotten a little more careless with my, flying. Like, there we go. Ugh. There we go. Head back to Seoul, pick up our bounty, and then see if Sigma Shipyards has anything more for us. I really do want to get the access to the hypergate system, which, as I originally said, I thought was part of the excellent. I originally thought was part of the what am I saying? Federation storyline, but I think it is part of the Sigma Shipyards. Almost as soon as you enter the shipyard, you run into Rodney, the Sigma Shipyard's representative. "I'm glad you stopped by," he begins very seriously. "I have a mission of the utmost secrecy for you. I can't really tell you any of the details, but if you accept, it might be some time before you can return here. Are you up for it?" "Oh boy." "Oh, yeah, this is it. You may or may not be aware," he explains after nodding at your acceptance, "that we have the capability to use the old Hypergate network. The parts of it that still work, that is." He leans forward conspiratorially. "We've remained in contact with our former CEO, Donald Chick," he informs you in a near whisper, "and as we rotate the codes, we pass them on to him." You raise your eyebrows in surprise. According to rumor, Donald Chick has become a part of the rebellion against the Bureau. No wonder Sigma Shipyards wants to keep this a secret. "We need you to take in the new codes," he continues quietly, passing you an encrypted message pod. "He's currently located on Rebel 2 in the Korea system, north of Federation space." Well, I guess we're going there. To help you on the way, we will upload them into your... To help you on the way, we will upload them, but it doesn't have a object. Anyway, into your navigation computer, and you can update them at any time you check into a Federation mission BBS. This means you too will have access to the Hypergate system. He pauses as what he just said sinks in. "While you are out there, avoid being scanned at all costs," he adds after a moment, "as we will wash our hands of you. We cannot afford to have the Bureau start investigating our business dealings too closely." Finally, he concluded quickly, "When this is all over, you might want to lay low for a while. I'm sure the feds will be looking for you to explain your voyage into the galactic north. Good luck." "Well, except the fact is, we have to go north to complete one mission, and then we have to come back south to complete another mission. So, it's not really going to work out for me that way. As long as we can avoid the scans by the Federation patrols, I think we're fine," I say with confidence. I suppose that means we will be starting in on the Rebel storyline. As soon as you land, a group of soldiers surround your vessel and demand that you unload your cargo. You do so, taking great care not to provoke them in any way. When you bring out the message pod, they quickly whisk it away. "You have our thanks," states the detachment commander, "and please do not be offended by the way we have conducted our business with you. By way of apology, we have transferred a fair sum of credits into your account. However, I'm sure you can appreciate our need for security." With that, he gives a signal to his troops around him, and they quickly withdraw, leaving you standing there wondering what just happened. On arrival, you are greeted by two men. You recognize one of them being Dr. Oriolo Pentecost, a former Federation counselor, and the only honest one in recent years. If he is alive, you wonder what other Rebel myths are true. The other man you don't recognize, but he wears the robes of a high-ranking member of the Church of Crimhua. After entering a small room, you learn that the other man is Cardinal Vardi de Valeria. "Our agents have uncovered evidence that the Bureau is harboring people with prices on their heads," begins Dr. Pentecost without delay. We think that they are being coerced into working for the Bureau in exchange for protection from your organization. "The information is all contained here," he hands you a data crystal. "We hope it helps you in some way." "I apologize if this seems rude," he continues, "but we must be on our way as we do not want the Bureau getting in any solid leads on our whereabouts. Good luck with whatever you decide to do, Captain." So, I don't remember where we're supposed to go. Oh, just back to Seoul. Well, since we're here, seriously, no missions? Seriously? No missions? Fine. Let's head down. No, not this. This one. Yes. Well, that's not as useful as I was hoping. We probably don't want to get scanned, do we? So we can get to Tashel, which is one jump away from Seoul, which is pretty good. So we just can't get scanned on our way in. I think we're fine. Looks like we're fine. Yeah. You quickly make your way to the guild offices, keeping clear of all Federation personnel on your way there. As soon as you walk in the door, Corian shuts up shop and Folstom walks out the back room. You know, I meant to make a backup of this save, so if I failed, I could restart it, because I didn't want to have to do all of this again, but apparently I just forgot. What did they have for us, asks Jack, and you hand over the data crystal explaining the events that went along with it. Dr. Oriello Pentecost is alive? Exclaims Corin, a look of utter surprise on her face. He did so much for Port Kane when he was representing them. More counselors should be like him. Hasn't the Bureau officially declared him dead? Yes, replies Jack absent-mindedly as she scans the information. As she scans the information in the crystal. The Bureau have been using that to discredit the rebels for years now. Interesting, isn't it? Folstom drags himself away from the data and turns to you. It's going to be a while to analyze all this. I'll probably need your help when I figure it out. When I do, I'll find you. In the meantime, I have to find somebody to help me decrypt this damn thing. After Jack says his goodbyes, you and Corinne are left alone. Well, that got him interested, she says cryptically. You gave her a questioning look. Remember what I said about him retiring, Corinne asks, and you nod. I think that's going to be postponed for a while now that he has something new in his sights. He's been moping around for a couple years now, she explains, going over the same old stuff day in and day out. He became the Nightmaster because he always loved a challenge, and so the extraordinary nature of the job suited him down to the ground. But eventually, he had seen and dealt with just about everything, and he was getting bored. He looks as though he could get his teeth into this, though. Corin punches up a credit transfer. I've transferred over the 250,000 credits, she continues. I think it's worth it considering the dangerous political nature of the mission and the fact that you have done something that has brought Jack back into the fold. Enjoy! So, if you remember from our Polaris and Velos playthroughs, I mean, the Velos playthrough makes sense because we're slaves, we're enslaved, so it doesn't make sense for us to get a lot of money. But during the Polaris playthrough, they would give us like 50,000 credits and like 100,000 credits, and we were supposed to be happy about that. And yet, these storylines are giving us 250,000, 500,000 credits for a long delivery. Like, not quite working for me here. No more Sigma Shipyards. I think that is the end of the Sigma Shipyards storyline, now that we have access to the Hypergate system. Oh well. It comes as no surprise to you when you see Jack Folstom stride purposefully into the bar. What does bother you is that the ever-confident Nightmaster is wearing a slightly worried frown. Am I glad I found you, he mutters. We've got a problem. Jack looks around and leans closer before whispering, The Bureau is trying to shut us down, and I'm glad I got to you before they did. You look a little skeptical. I wouldn't be visiting the Earth offices anytime soon, he says, noting your reaction. They got Corin and have impounded any number of young bounty hunters since. I hate to think of what they're doing to them now. He pales at the thought. You have never been in a Bureau interrogation cell before, but if half the stories you have heard are true, you're glad you haven't. Jack opens his mouth, but something over your shoulder draws his attention. You turn to see a group of Federation militia entering the bar via the back door. We leave now, he hisses urgently, and you both get up to leave quietly without looking in their direction. Halt, calls one, and you have no doubt who they mean. Blaster bolts whine around you, and you see Jack roll to cover. Patrons rush the exits, and outside you can see more feds trying to push their way through. Jack, we gotta go, you yell, returning fire and trying not to hit any innocent people. Just hold them off for a few more seconds, Jack yells above the din of battle. I'm working on the walls here. Hurry it up, Jack, I'm running out of ammo, you yell. Folstom bellows at you to get down, and as soon as you hit the deck, an explosion rocks the room. The bulk of the Federation troopers fall to the ground as a concussion's wave hurls bits of plascrete and flying debris at them. Jack leads the way as you burst out through the dust and smoke. Troopers are pouring in from all directions, but for a moment you are able to hide in the confusion. Suddenly, a trooper starts to open fire, and Jack is caught in a hail of las cannon rounds. You grab him, but you can tell it's too late. His side is missing several large chunks, and the smell of cauterized flesh is strong in the air. Lepsis Magna, you've got to get clear, he gasps as you pull him into cover. You know that I'm done for, so get out of here as fast as you can. Those Bureau bastards won't get me without a fight. You share a look of understanding and bolt down the promenade, stowing your blaster. Long live the rebellion, you hear Jack yell, followed by a station-rocking explosion. You don't look back, but decide to throw your lot in with the rebels. And with that is our introduction to the rebel storyline. So we will be heading back up to Korea to get away from the feds, which I'm surprised haven't ported into the system and tried to kill us yet. But hey, I'm not complaining too much. Well, the Nightmaster is dead, and the Daymaster has been captured by the Bureau of Internal Investigation. Hopefully we'll be able to get them back someday. For now, though... Well, actually, first let's kill this pirate. For now, though, we stop off at Korea and throw our lot in with the rebels. You are met by a slightly suspicious rebel dockmaster who inquires why you have returned. You explain the circumstances of the death of your friend and what happened to the guild. You don't go into details, your emotions won't let you. The dockmaster understands, telling you that any number of rebels have similar basts. He tells you that you are lucky to be alive, although your own resourcefulness helped. Normally the Bureau stops at nothing to achieve its own ends. We always have need for freighter captains, he explains, and you nod in agreement with the implied levels of security. And you can do that without actually gaining a lot of our secrets. If you're planning on doing something more dangerous, you're going to have to prove yourself first. Go and see the dockmaster on Merrill in the Aldebaran system while he's off duty in the bar, and give him this. He hands you a data crystal. He should be able to find something for you. So, if you recall, when we were in the Velos storyline, we were sent to whoever we're supposed to go to. Merrill? Yeah, no. I've forgotten his name. The guy in the Merrill Lockmaster, and told to work for him as a undercover guy, and we turned him in. Well, we were forced to turn him in. But now we actually get to work for him legitimately. In any event, that is where we will end things. I guess I should read the description of the station, since, it is kind of important. This station is Rebel 2. This station is the forward operations base for the rebellion. It is here, well, except it's the only operations base for the rebellion. It is here that all rebel ships and agents are given their final... Oh, you know what? There is a rebel system to the north, isn't there? We haven't been there in this playthrough. I'm getting too distracted. This station is the forward operations base for the rebellion. It is here that all rebel ships and agents are given their final mission briefs before entering Federation space. It is one of the busiest ports in known space, which makes the secrecy of its location somewhat of a counterintelligence coup against the Bureau of Internal Investigation. Its location? It's like 2 jumps away from the rest of the Federation. Oh well. This probably is a result of the handiwork of General Cade Sundown Smart, who was the former head of Federation military, and also Frandal, codename, who was the former head of Federation intelligence before the Bureau took over that role. These two, as founding members of the rebellion, have spared no effort in looking after the military and intelligence sides of the rebel operation. And that is where we'll stop for today. Have a great day.